All right, thank you guys for passing that information there. And we will continue letting people pass traffic as needed here. K2DMG. Go ahead.
When was the last update on Old Fort Mountain and the 40 closure, please? KR40X.
As of this morning, 40 is still closed. Starting, believe it was, let me got my note right here, 40. 40 is still closed from starting in Old Fort to going up through Swannanoa and Black Mountain and all the way out to the state line. QSL?
Thank you, KR40X.
And the reason that it's closed in Old Fort and those areas on the east side there is because of a landslide. And DOT has been out there 24 hours a day trying to clear the roads. They actually posted a picture here just a little while ago.
Thank you.
This is November 4 India Yankee Echo emergency traffic. Over.
Emergency traffic, go.
Be advised that new information has come through. There is water available. I repeat, there's water available at the Canton Plaza. Canton Plaza is on top of Radio Hill on the Clyde Highway. And be advised that only 1 gallon per person, and you have to bring your own container.
Okay, water available at Canton Plaza on Radio Hill, 1 gallon per person, is that correct? And you have to bring your own container.
Yes, sir, that's a Roger.
And I'm going to ask because I don't know. The Canton Plaza, I assume that's in Canton, North Carolina, is that correct?
That is affirmative, sir.
Just wanted to make sure, thank you.
Just went awkwardly quiet. I have some footage, new footage from TikTok. I'm just trying to get my bearings here. You see that? Still unnamed, but storms brewing out there. There's a couple of them. Let me get my TikTok footage. Welcome back, everyone. At TikTok. You guys want to make a TikTok? Let's see what we got. Make sure the audio is muted on TikTok. Okay. This is Georgia. The close-up of that factory exploded. This is craziness. And then the footage from above, aerial footage from western North Carolina. These roads are completely washed out, impassable. Look at that.
All right, it's kind of quiet right now. Let's go over some notes here. I'm going to do the press briefing that was held earlier today after I do some other stuff. I'd like to get out food points and stuff. We're kind of getting into those time frames here.
All right, we got our regular guy back. I don't know how long we have him. He started at 9 a.m. I assume till like 4, and that's what time the presser is. So that's what time you guys have me until. Trying to figure out how to highlight a chat here. I don't know why the Streamlabs freaking chatbot doesn't work all the time. It's annoying.
And I am working in conjunction with Iredell County EOC and Iredell County Emergency Management. Our friends over at Iredell County Emergency Management are working hard at the EOC, getting that up and running. They were installing antennas and some radios today, and that's a whole different story on why they're not there, but I'm so glad to see that they're working hard today and doing some of that for us. One of the harder hit areas that we've been hearing since we've been talking and doing the net for the past 3 days now was the Swannanoa area. And N4DIN came on the radio today with the Swannanoa Fire Department, and he said that they are providing airdrops into the Long Branch Road area, which has been totally cut off. So we were very glad to hear that. Those people are really becoming desperate for food, along with other areas. Anyways, let's move on to some food items here. The First Baptist Church, located 125 West Hampton Street between Burnsville and Spruce Pines, is doing food. So if you're in that area, go there for food, supplies, and a drink, hopefully. The Grace Community Church, located at 5182 Highway 70 in Marion, is also doing food. Horseshoe, North Carolina, Root and Bone, on Highway 64. This is going to be Highway 64 near Rugby is doing food with supplies there. The gas station in the area right there is also open. I believe they, I don't know, I can't remember what he said, if they had fuel or not, but the store is open and whatever supplies are there are being sold, obviously. Essential goods are available at the Barnes & Noble at the Asheville Mall. There's a company out of Florida that is doing essential goods there. County Airport, identifier 7 Alpha 8 is open and they have baby formula and other supplies available. 35 Clayton Road in Arden has food available. The Ingalls in Black Mountain has they're doing food and water being handed out. They also have an emergency medevac there. That's going to be Highway 40 at Highway 9. Ingalls in Burnsville, they have no water and no meat and no ice, but all other food is being sold there. Water is available in Canton at the Canton Plaza at Radio Hill, 1 gallon per person. Let's see, just trying to make sure we got everything on that piece of paper. We'll go over into Madison County. A gentleman came on here from the Madison EOC and gave us an update. I don't have the full update, but I got the majority of everything. Madison EOC is going to be doing Facebook Live at 7:30 p.m. every day. That's going to be at the Madison, and it's also going to be played on MadisonCountyNC.gov after the live, which is going to be taking place on Facebook. Again, that's going to be at 19:30 hours every day for Madison County. County government is currently operating in essential employees only. Solid waste is starting today. There was another note under that too, but I couldn't catch it all. Something about the magistrate. They're doing something with the magistrate's office for any sort of court needs. Health and welfare checks are being performed by county officials and volunteers. If you need a if you need a health and welfare check in Madison County, you're asked to contact 828-649-1955. Repeating 828-649-1955. Volunteers can contact 828-649-1815. Again, that's 828-649-1815 for anybody wanting to volunteer in the Madison County area. Also, you can email disastersvolunteers@madisoncounty.gov. I might have that wrong. You might get it. That might come back. I have it written down as disasters volunteers. I got a feeling that's wrong. It might be disaster volunteers at madisoncounty.gov. If you need supplies in Madison County, the fire departments in Madison County are being supplied by the county with supplies. So if you're in Madison County, you're asked to visit your local fire station and get supplies that you may need. 26 West is closed to through traffic starting at exit 3, Wolf Laurel. So you can come up 26 West, but you are going to be forced to get off at exit 3. So there's that. That's what we have from Madison County. Let's go to Buncombe County. 40 is closed at Old Fort, Swannanoa, and Black Mountain, and at the state line. That area, 40 on the east side of Asheville, is closed to a landslide, and the state line area is closed due to the highway being washed away. 2 p.m. today, they started giving out water, and that is going to be given out. 1 day supplies of food and water will be provided. They will expand to longer hours, but they are also trying to get mobile water supplies set up as well for people who cannot get to the checkpoints that we will go over here in just a little bit. 1 day supply is 3 gallons per person. They advise, or the county manager, executive, whatever she calls herself over there, explained her disdain with the states regarding water. She said that they requested water days before the storm even hit, and knowing what the amount of rain they were going to get, they understood that they were going to have people that were going to be in need of water, and the state did not supply that water. The first arriving water truck arrived today at 02:30. 2:30 this morning was the first water truck to come into Buncombe County. All shelters in Asheville are at capacity. There is a third one in the works right now, but all others are at capacity right now. If you would like to donate, you can donate. You're asked to reach out to Helene Donations at buncombecounty.gov. That's Helene Donations at buncombecounty.gov. And if you want to volunteer, Helene Volunteers at buncombecounty.gov. That's Helene Volunteers at buncombecounty.gov. Verizon Wireless has set up a temporary satellite truck currently located at 35 Woodfin Street. You should be able to receive Wi-Fi and cellular service in the surrounding blocks. The Register of Deeds is being tasked with locating loved ones that are missing. He has currently received over 11,000 requests to search for missing people. That is going on at the Register of Deeds office, and they are going out on bicycles searching for people that are medically dependent first, and then they will work on others. Although the Register of Deeds office is open for Wi-Fi and electrical needs. Sheriff Miller explained that the current death toll is sitting at 35. The State Bureau of Investigation is in full recovery mode in Buncombe County, recovering the deceased individuals. They are also requesting people to reach out to nc211.org. That's nc211.org to report your missing people. Looting has started along with arguments, and they're trying to alleviate some of that. Governor Cooper apparently is coming into town today. and he will be there with FEMA in Asheville. As stated, the Buncombe County officials are upset with the state response thus far. I-26 is fully open, but not you're going to be forced to get off at that exit 3, as I said earlier, but I-26 is fully open in Buncombe County and into Hendersonville County. All private organizations are being requested to go via 26 to access Buncombe County in the Asheville area, and they are desperately in need of water, along with every other county in the western area. So that's what we have there. I'm going to load up into Facebook real fast, and we're going to get you those donation spots for Buncombe County. So give me one sec. Trying to get into Buncombe County, and it's not loading here. So let's see what happens here. There we go. Stand by. Okay, here we go. The locations for water within the county of Buncombe are going to be at the William Estes Elementary School, 275 Overlook Road in Asheville. Again, that's 275 Overlook Road, Asheville, at the William Estes Elementary School. The Sand Hills Elementary School, located at 154 Sand Hills School Road in Asheville. Please enter off Acton Road or Acton Circle for water point number 2. Water point number 3, North Windy Ridge Intermediate School, 20 Doane Road in Weaverville. And number 4, Fairview Elementary School, 1355 Charlotte Highway in Fairview. It also goes on to say, we are aware that many in the community cannot make it to these distribution sites, and we are currently working on developing a mobile distribution plan for those in need. That'll be announced at a later time. Let's go over to the city of Asheville, because they had one too. And let's load up that one. We got Facebook back working right. Okay, food and water distribution. The city has ordered food and water supplies, and we hope to receive these supplies in the next day or two. There it is. Pack Square Park Water Distribution Drinking Water. That's the Pack Square Park Water Distribution Drinking Water will be distributed from Pack Square Park at 70 Court Plaza. Repeating, 70 Court Plaza in the city of Asheville, and that was starting at 1 p.m. and going until dark or until light runs out. Each person will be provided 1 gallon of water with a maximum of 5 gallons per family, and you must bring your own container. Assistance will be offered for those who cannot carry it back to their vehicles. T-Mobile has additionally set up a satellite service truck, and that's located at the Colt. I'm sorry, I said that completely wrong. That's going to be located at 211 South French Broad Ave and in Dr. Wesley Grant Sr. Southside Community Center at 285 Livingston Street. Gosh, talk about tongue twisters in that area. Again, that's going to be the Dr. Wesley Grant Sr. Southside Community Center at 285 Livingston Street. That is what we have for you guys right now. K2 DMG Net Control.
For Net Control.
Go ahead.
This is KJ4GDX. I tried to get a safety check for someone at Banner Elk. Do you know if the roads are open to Banner Elk?
I know there was a bridge washed away in that area, although I don't remember where it was. It was told to me a day or two ago. Anybody in Banner Elk come down?
EDX standing by.
EDX, you have info on Banner Elk?
Negative.
Okay, anybody in Banner Elk come down? I'm sorry, sir, there's nobody in that area on right now.
Thank you very much, 73 to all. You're doing a great service.
Thank you very much, sir. EDX.
Yeah, the folks doing the service right now, these ham operators who have been going at it since Thursday evening, Friday, reminded that this storm hit in the evening because I left Cedar Key around 6:37 before it hit and was driving. Yeah, they got hit Friday morning, and these ham operators have been going at it since then. We have new commands that our mods and we'll be putting out there. One of them is a raffle. So if you've been on this channel before, you've been accruing loyalty points. We'll call them nerd points. Unbeknown to you, you've been accruing them. And now you have them, and now you can use them. You can use exclamation raffle to enter the raffle. It's a 4-hour raffle. I'll look at, I don't know if you can enter multiple times. I think we can edit the raffle properties to allow that. But you can enter, win a free t-shirt. We'll be drawing the raffle at the end. It may be after the stream, but either way, we'll let you know on our next stream who won and send it out.
Absolutely unreadable, sir. I'm sorry. There's nothing copyable out of what you said. I'm sorry.
We are giving out bags of groceries. I think you can get 1 or 2 bags, and it's just got essentials in it, like bread, bananas, grains, stuff like that, at the Ingalls over there in Black Mountain.
Yeah, QSL, copy that. Black Mountain Ingalls, everybody, if you're listening, Black Mountain Ingalls, they are filled with supplies, with drinking water. I know that is something you all need desperately. Any way to get to the Black Mountain Ingalls, that's going to be at Highway 9 at 40. That's going to be your spot to go. K2DMG.
Echo Mike Delta.
Echo Mike Delta.
November 2 Echo Mike Delta. Sir, I've been here the whole update down in Spruce Pine. But there are 2 shelters currently open. Communication is so bad that one shelter does not even know about the other shelter. But one, if you are on the Bakersville side, if you are on Bakersville or Ledger side, Mitchell High School and the new school are set up as places you can come and get food, and the new school that they just built for middle school is the shelter. We're en route back up to Boone now trying to collect enough cots because the shelter is starting to overflow, but the shelter also at First Baptist is also starting to run out of food, but they are told that food is on the way.
All right, can you give me the name of that again? The Bakersville side, that you have food, water, shelter there, but I missed, what school is it?
Mitchell High School. Mitchell, as in Mitchell County, but it's Mitchell High School.
Okay, QSL. So that's going to be Mitchell County at the Mitchell High School, is that correct?
That is correct, and I just left a meeting about 30 minutes ago with emergency management, trying to come back and get some more supplies that they can't get.
All right, that's great to hear, sir. That's great to hear. Bakersville side, you got food, water,
Hey,
shelter.
thank you for subscribing, William Sweeney. Appreciate it.
Where's that one specifically located?
Sir, if you go down in toward the town of Spruce Pine, the closest major intersection would be 19 and 226. 19 and 226 is down near where Eagles flooded. When you get to that intersection, you turn right. You can see the church from the intersection.
Okay, QSL. Everybody, that's going to be the First Baptist Church in Spruce Pines. It's going to be near the intersection of 19 and 226. Thank you very much for that info, sir.
You're welcome. Thank you guys, man. They just like to know that people care about them. I've let them know what's coming in. People asking. November 2 Echo Mike Delta clear.
Oh, yeah, I completely get it, sir. Completely get it. That's awesome. Thanks for giving us that information. Folks, I'm going to step away for a minute. I got to run downstairs and inform my wife of something. My wife works from home, so I can let her know instead of giving her a quick call. And probably about 3 o'clock, I'm going to have to step away for just a few minutes, and if Don NG4D is available, we'll have Don take over the net. I'll be in contact with him, K2DMG.
You see in that last clip there, some helicopters. I saw about 4 maybe counted up in between the 3 clips. Thanks for subscribing, Richard Davidson. Not enough. I said on X, if we sent 20 choppers over to Ukraine, I should see 20 choppers above the skies over Western North Carolina. I should see 40. Yeah, Eva was chiming in from the background. We should see 40, right? Slowly starting to see help seep in here, food supplies, but I feel like this happened Friday morning. We should be farther along than this.
You can't be more ignorant than me. Heading towards Grandfather Mountain, Linville direction.
Okay, yes, and that's the route that we're having. That's the only route that's open at this point right now to get from Blowing Rock down.
Hey, thanks for subscribing, Penar.
Go all the way into Spruce Pine. Spruce Pine is cut off on the 226 side to Marion due to road failure. There is rumor that I heard that you can go over into Tennessee from the Bakersville side.
Do you know if you can get to Sugar Mountain or Banner Elk?
Negative, sir. I've just been running this main drag trying to get supplies down there. They've only had 1 airdrop at this point, and it's been medical. Like I say, more is being told is on the way, but we're just trying to close that gap to get them through to it.
Well, you're doing noble work, and 73 to you and all of yours. Thank you.
73, November 2, Echo Mike Delta.
Eva's pulling up news in the background. A bunch of folks were rescued on an airplane, and she's pointing out that it was Florida National Guard military resources plane that got them out. Not that it's important, but it kind of is, right? I mean, we're seeing states jump in here. Goes back to my former comment, which is if we're spending money overseas on resources and giving money away and military assets, we should have double, triple the amount here for events like this. We've known stuff like this has been pending. Not sure this area specifically knew, but we should have way more resources in the area than what we're seeing.
This is NG4D. As of right now, after doing a search on it, I have not found any information as that, but we will keep that in mind. NG4D.
QSL, thank you very much. I just wanted to bring awareness to it just in case. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So we're going to have to drive through there, hopefully, from what you're telling us, but we'll let you know something. We're still down in the Crosstar area in lines of traffic. I'm sure people just trying to get out and get stuff, but I'll let you know. November 2 Echo Mike Delta.
We'll take on with that. Thank you.
Someone's trying to grab the air multiple times, not able to. We have a raffle open. I guess for YouTube side, there's differences in how these systems interact between Twitch and YouTube, but on the YouTube side, they are accrued by interacting. So the more you interact in chat, the more points you accrue. You can use those points to enter raffles. This is our first raffle. Perhaps on future raffles, we'll have, might be the last, Eva said. On future raffles, you will have different options. You can enter with multiple tickets, etc.
KC4DT in Wilkes County. We're prepping truckloads of food, water supplies essentials now. Is there any one spot where these supplies be needed, or any other spot? We go 421 or 40. Anybody advise?
Shy people had an opportunity. They had a year, Pate. Shy people, we just randomly picked the spinny wheel. We had no system. We finally have a system. The points are accrued automatically. You can look up your points by using exclamation points. It'll tell you how many you have. And then each raffle will have a specific amount of points that you need to enter. Obviously, the bigger value, larger the value raffle item, the more points you'll need. This one's a t-shirt. We're just trying it out. Probably not even going to send the t-shirt out, honestly. If you enter to win and you win, we're probably just going to message you and be like, hey, that was a test. Psych. We're doing it for real next time. But no, we'll...
Catholic Church. Name of the church again?
St. Mary Margaret.
Thank you, sir. Have a good evening. You're doing good.
It's kind of cool hearing locally from people in the community on Twitter and here. People have been trying to reach family, loved ones in the area, and slowly information coming through that people are able to reach them or they know that they're safe. That's nice to hear. Yeah, that's no water or power. That's rough. No power is one thing, and being without access to these areas because you're cut off. You see some of those roads. I'm gonna put that TikTok back on, or the TikToks back on. You see some of these roads are just there's no way to get anything. Unfortunately. Not that one. Next one. Not that one. Not that one. All right. That's Georgia. I mean, we're here in Florida. We're like surrounded, huh? We got hit with a hurricane. Jacksonville, wind, power, but west coast of Florida got hit. Then Georgia above us, northeast of Atlanta. This 90,000 people sheltered in place. They smell chlorine in the air. I posted a video on X on that. Brian Enton's covering that. And then you have this western Northern Carolina and then Tennessee border just devastated, and then potentially another storm coming in. I hope this storm doesn't do anything. I know 2 of the storms are supposed to just head north and not bother us. Obviously, the waves still bother us. Like, everyone always follows that cone, but outside that cone, it's doing a lot of things. Riptides, and more surges, I'm sure, in areas that it's traveling, but not as significant as what it's doing and what it's done here. And yeah, it's only the beginning of hurricane season. This isn't even an area that's supposed to be affected by hurricanes. That's a crazy freaking part. Yeah.
Residents downstream of the dam should be completing preparations to evacuate and heeding guidance from CharMec Emergency Management. This is a river flood product for the following counties in South Carolina: Fairfield and Lancaster. Flood warning remains in effect until further notice.
I think a lot of people are forgetting, even myself, about South Carolina. South Carolina is getting pummeled, and we're listening now to live no weather radio, and they're getting flash flood warnings, it sounds like.
At 100.4 feet, the piers on the Wildlife Road Bridge over Singleton Creek become submerged. At 102.5 feet, roadways near Beaver Creek become flooded. At 103.0 feet, homeowners on low-lying property have to move belongings out of basements or from under raised houses. Boat launch on U.S. Highway when at the lake closed due to flood water. At 105.0 feet, roads and homes nearest the lake shore flood. Flooded roads isolate areas extending from the lake shore. Additional details at 8 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time Monday, the stage was 105.0. Flood warning now in effect until 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time Tuesday. What? Flooding caused by earlier excessive rainfall is a...
Yeehaw. Back listening to Western North Carolina Scanner. We're supposed to have an update at 4, press release or presser at 4, similar to what we had this morning. Let's see where they are. No audio coming through right now on that feed. Put some music on for a second.
J like the letter.
One chopper. Like, where we need way more choppers than this one chopper. Oh, welcome aboard, Candyman. Glad that they got out safely, Melmac. It's amazing how many things you take for granted, the basic things. We lost power just for a day, full day last week, and I'm in IT, so I rely on internet and power, obviously. So, but being without basic things, listen to these ham radio operators. People don't have access to internet, Facebook, things take for granted every single day. Basic travel to and from gas stations that aren't overwhelmed with people looking for supplies. It's crazy. Yeah, Pate, hospitals without water. You hear people that are without their blood pressure medications, insulin. Um, I don't know. You see some amazing stuff come out of it too, like the surge wall that Tampa Hospital put up and Aquafence. Start wondering why every hospital in the country doesn't have an Aquafence, right? I mean, and you're probably saying, well, every hospital doesn't need an Aquafence. Well, that's probably what Asheville, North Carolina thought. Yeah, we have some great people in this community. Thanks for stopping by. If you're new here, if you're not, you already know about the community, but people were putting out information, spreadsheets, resources, trying to get out information about formula. We see footage from adjoining states, South Carolina, people driving from affected areas an hour away, and grocery stores are completely wiped out of supplies. Um, yeah, and I think the overwhelming thing that I'm hearing from people, even people locally, is that the national coverage on this isn't sufficient. The response isn't sufficient. And yeah, and Candyman reminds us that any adverse weather, any rain, any rainfall, any storms that add to this are just going to make this even worse. Which is why behind that TikTok video, you see us already got eyes on the Gulf. There's storms out there brewing, and we're wondering if we're going to get hit again here. Yeah, Jack. Yeah, I had a lot of reservations, even contempt for Ron DeSantis coming from Connecticut to Florida to get sober, and here we are in 2024, and I'm like commending him for his response. And he's been out since Thursday, since the storm hit at the command center in Tallahassee. Right from there, yeah, he passes on Friday morning. I'm up early, y'all. I'm up. I'm up early. We left early. It takes us 2.5, 3 hours. It took us longer because of the conditions on the road to get to Cedar Key. And Ron DeSantis was there at the same time, and he hasn't stopped since he got there. He's been visiting every coastline affected by Hurricane Helene, and I don't know. Yeah, he surprised me in a positive way too. Can't see over the dashboard, Pate, but he surprised us all. Thank you for subscribing to Django. Yeah, thank you for all the folks liking and subscribing, and we appreciate it. Yeah, Florida does have a lot of resources. The National Guard was out before the hurricane even hit. I can't speak to North Carolina and their resources. And we said this before on earlier streams. I don't think this particular region expected this. No one did. I've heard a little bit about. I haven't heard. I should say I read a couple tweets about the lithium mine. I don't know what that's about. If it's actually validated, is it true? What is that about? Huh. The more you know. Reading Rainbow. There are several. Wait until. There are several lithium mines and projects in North Carolina, including Kings Mountain Mine, Piedmont Lithium, Carolinas, lithium deposits in the region. 3 known deposits in the region around Kings Mountain, Bessemer City, and Cherryville. These deposits contain enough lithium to supply batteries for over 50 million electric vehicles. I did not know that. Some of these companies even got grants from the Department of Defense, $90 million grant from the U.S. Department of Defense to help with the project. Work is expected to begin in early 2024 to dewater the pit. Huh. Well, isn't that interesting? And Kevin, have not heard, when folks mention names, it's amazing how much we don't know about the region, right? We've heard Black Mountain, Asheville, West Asheville, Boone. When folks mention smaller sub-regions like this, we keep our ears open on the ham radio. There hasn't been a lot of traffic right now. I don't know why, if they're doing something, but typically they're going. I haven't heard anything of interest for at least the past 10 minutes.
K4CF, this is KD4FFT radio sound fine. Over.
In the repeater.
Had a couple stations there. I'm operating from a emergency shelter in Mitchell County, North Carolina, near the town of Bakersville. May have some traffic coming in later of some wellness checks, and just wanting to know if anyone could help me if we're needing to get a message to a certain area off the mountain, if they'd be willing to make a phone call for us.
Yeah, we sure can, no problem. You do have some white noise with you, but I am making out every word you're saying at this present time.
Okay, there's high power. Can you hear me any better?
Yeah, that's fine. It sure is.
QSL, I do know there is a message. I don't know when it'll be coming in, but there will be a gentleman, town operator out of Upper Cleveland County will be looking for my call, K4 Charlie Fox, and we're just going to be monitoring and waiting on him, and then looking for any traffic that we might need to send down towards the mountain.
Okay, I'll make note of that.
Thank you for that information, Mel Mack. Air National Guard left out of Charlotte, North Carolina with 100,000 pounds of supplies, including a giant caterpillar.
Is the repeater running? Is it set up for emergency net now, Don?
Yeah, we it we've been using it as a net for the past 3 days. Dan is taking a break right now, and I'm kind of covering for him there a little bit. And but yeah, it is being used for emergency announcements and different things.
Sounds good. Thank you for your help, sir.
You're more than welcome. NG4D.
November 2 Echo Mike Delta.
November 2 Echo Mike Delta. Were you calling me, K4CF?
Correct, sir. Hey, are you located in there with Brandon Pittman and Alan Cook?
QSL.
I just left there earlier. We're the ones that were in the meeting with them. We're almost back up to Boone now. It's good to know I've got a contact back down that way. Thank you, Dan. Give me your call sign one more time just so I can have it.
Roger, this is K4 Charlie Fox, Kilo 4 Charlie Fox, and let me get your call one more time.
It is November 2 Echo Mike Delta. November 2 Echo Mike Delta. Whether you remember or not, you used to remember my school.
Thank you for subscribing, Don. It's appreciated.
Back at Mitchell High, correct?
That is correct.
Tell me your name one more time.
Jonathan Davey. Juliet Oscar November Davey.
Oh, yeah, I remember you, Jonathan. Nice to hear from you. I hate it has to be under these conditions, but sure glad to hear from you. We're going to be set up as long as I can find people to monitor the station, okay?
That sounds good, brother. We're on our way up here to try to get you guys those cots that you requested and some more water and stuff to get back down that way.
I appreciate you, sir. You take care and Godspeed, okay?
Will do, my friend. You as well. If you need anything, reach out. The repeater's kind of spotty the closer I get to Boone. 73, November 2 Echo Mike Delta.
73, John, K4CF.
Non-emergency traffic, but 83 guys. This is Q4 KPM. You still monitoring by any chance? And is there another repeater I can get a hold of you on to leave this one open?
K4 IPO portable.
Portable station, go ahead.
Yeah, copy. KB4 ITO and lose head. I got a temporary antenna on my HT here. Just got it up. I just want to see if it's working.
Yeah, it's working just fine.
Okay, thank you very much. It's F260. All right, thank you. That sounds good. KB4 IPO, be clear.
NG4D.
Kilo Quebec 4, Kilo Delta X-ray.
Kilo Quebec 4, Kilo Delta X-ray.
Is the net still going over?
Yes, sir, it is.
I have someone requested a wellness check. I already told them that we don't know when that'll happen, but they wanted to be put on the list. It's a Christine Bagwell.
Okay, go ahead.
The area is Pensacola.
Okay.
They did not have a house number, but they are on Charlie Romeo Charlie Road. Over.
Okay, and Pensacola, is that now you talking about Florida?
Yancey County. It's the Pensacola community.
Got you, thank you.
NG4 4D, K4CF.
K4CF.
Don, I'm going to relay that info.
That guy thought he was about to take about a 6.5-hour trip to Pensacola, Florida.
From Pensacola, from November 4, Tango India Zulu.
Thanks for subscribing, Vic. It's appreciated.
Net control.
Net control, go ahead.
Yeah, that was a full house. I'm gonna leave that on.
Tango India Zulu.
I'm gonna leave that on loop. But just uploaded 3 new videos from TikTok, which show some rescue operations. I think on the next one, but some of the devastating damage.
Okay, KB4KQE, did you copy that? KB4KQE. If I hear him, I will relay that message. Thank you, sir.
Roger. Yeah, with the people been up and down the road here, they've got it cleared off enough, so I'm pretty sure that's what's happening. Hey, thanks and for your hard work on this net. N4 TIZ cleared.
You bet. NG4D.
I'm watching this footage along with you for the first time. I literally upload it so that you guys can see it in the stream quickly, but wow.
Net control.
This is KW4VL. I put in health and welfare traffic request yesterday. Has anybody heard anything from Nicholas B. Flyer in Asheville, North Carolina?
Dan may have that information when he returns, sir, but right now the welfare information is all forwarded now to Iredell EOC because of the situation in the Western North Carolina is getting to where there's issues and situations that could arise because of the strenuous need for water and food. So we are leaving it now to the authorities and county volunteers that are working up there to handle the situation. Roger?
Okay, thank you, sir. Thanks for being there. This is KW4.
Video as it was from TikTok was labeled Asheville area. People, I mean, if you're not from the area, I've driven through the area to Tennessee border to North Carolina, and I believe South Carolina. There's a point where all 3 meet very close to each other. But I believe this video is from the Asheville area. And thank you for subscribing, BCO250. It's appreciated. See some of the rescue. It looks like rescue efforts.
Net control, go ahead.
Kilo Quebec 4, November Tango Romeo. Calling to see if there was an update on a Paulette Aaron in the Red Hill area. That's between Spruce Pine and Bakersville. I haven't heard anything back on that one. Paulette Aaron in Red Hill.
Okay,
we're hearing from people in the chat and people that are local. 100,000 pounds of supplies coming from Charlotte. Florida sent 10 trucks with water. 100 Starlinks, military assets related to the air. Help is slowly coming in. It just feels like it's not happening fast enough. You hear them on the radio since this morning talking about strenuous situations. When they say that, they're talking about looting. People are stressed. They don't have food. They don't have water, and their survival instincts are going to kick in when that happens. And they're going to look out for their own and their family, and that's what we're hearing on these radios.
You're more than welcome. NG40.
Kilo Quebec 4, November Tango Romeo, clear.
Yeah, exactly. When basic, I mean, it's human instinct. I can't blame them. I don't know. When people say looting, I tried to make sure that there is a distinction earlier. I don't see breaking into a house or a business for food and water during a crisis like this as looting. Like if people aren't breaking into Lowe's and Walmart to take TVs, and they are taking essentials to survive and to get through this, there's no shame on them, from my opinion. I don't know. Problem is, we're only hearing about this on this radio. I haven't heard about it from mainstream media or really local media. So we saw some of the press start asking the questions earlier on that Zoom call, 10 a.m., I believe it was. And we're going to have another one of those at 4 p.m. Coming up on the hour. So I can't blame people trying to survive in an event like this. Yeah, and I don't know if it's validated, but we did see a video. It's on X, on the Nerdy Addict. A truck driver is saying that along these routes where disasters are occurring at these truck stops, they list specific truck stops along the way where they're saying truckers that are bringing in supplies are getting their tires slashed. And he alluded to the fact that it may be activists. Fucking horrible. And this is, I guess, why you'd want a whole bunch of National Guard deployed, because stuff like that, when a truck has thousands of pounds of supplies that are critical, baby food, medicine, insulin, medications, blood pressure, the list goes on and on for oxygen, what people need, and people are compromising that. That's really shitty.
Don, I'm not picking you up over there. Meet me on 4-6.
Again, MJ, it's hearsay, right? It was from a truck driver that was on the road that's hearing it from other truck drivers. I don't know. I'd like to see video of the slashed tires. I'd like to see proof, but if it's happening, it's horrible. Looting in terms of surviving, not so horrible.
Don, are you over here?
Yeah, well, when the response by the federal government is bordering criminal, you can't fault people for doing criminal things to survive until help comes. Yeah, the response that I've seen thus far has been states immediately saying we're helping. Connecticut was one of the first ones. Ned Lamont announced they were sending Connecticut resources over, then Florida. So states are sending help. I haven't seen any TikTok videos showing a huge federal response. I saw some military choppers, but those could be National Guard from other states. So I don't know.
TB3 HHT. Is there still a net going on?
Taking a break from the neck right now. It will be picking up again after a while. KY4QP.
Copy. TB3 HHT. Thank you so much.
Thank you for that. And Amicus is a friend of mine. The trucker says it was on their driver tech yesterday as a warning. I imagine that their driver tech is their portal system for communication. Candyman says, in my spare room, I have a small mountain of canned goods, rolled oats, gas mask, ham radio, camping stove, etc. Probably a good idea. We look at a lot of people that do this and a little judgy, a little apocalyptic setups people have, but watching this and how quickly things change just from weather, yeah, probably a good idea. And while we're on that subject, Candyman, if canned goods has an expiration date, should you adhere to it or could you eat it in an emergency? I was asking Candyman. Heard Eva try chiming in there because some expired canned goods in there, and I don't know. I get an emergency if I got really hungry. Obviously, I'm gonna probably try it, but let's try chiming in. I want to hear from Candyman on the expired canned goods. Yeah, I figured that was probably a logical thing, BV. Creamed corn, probably not a great idea if it's expired, but other things may be suitable if expired. Either way, it's a reminder for folks to maybe toss out those expired canned goods, maybe go on a canned good run and make sure you're stocking up with up-to-date canned goods that are good, and some other suggestions from the chat. Ham radio is one thing that I'm looking at. Is a ham radio the same as a CB radio? We heard some technical stuff yesterday from some radio operators. Ham radio is just a more powerful version of a CB. Is that accurate or no? So the issue is airwave licensing, a ham radio. All these people we hear right now, DA, are licensed. So I know the main operator, right? The main guy that we've been hearing. I know he's licensed, but the other people that are calling in need to be licensed as well on this. Because we heard some guy had a portable radio and they were able to hear him. Interesting. And we heard yesterday, if you weren't on the stream, that the reason I know that is because yesterday they were allowing non-licensed traffic to go over this because of the events, basically the circumstances. They were allowing non-licensed traffic on their frequencies, I guess, if that's the right terminology. I'm a computer guy. I'm not a ham radio guy. Messed around with CB radios. But perhaps if you have advice for noobs, pop it in the chat, because I'm looking at like maybe a CB radio. Maybe that's a bad idea. I don't know. But a CB radio is where I'm going to start myself. Some good information in the chat, Toast. Thank you. DA as well, Candyman. Thank you guys. Thank you for subscribing. They collect us. And they have some new radios on Amazon that work worldwide. I guess they use some kind of SIM chip and encrypt the traffic from walkie-talkie to walkie-talkie so that they can communicate worldwide, which is kind of cool. Good to know. And I think that's what happened yesterday, BV. BV says, I do believe in any declared emergency, non-licensed are allowed to operate. It's a fire situation. I would think that's prudent to allow. And yesterday, yeah, the main ham operator was allowing traffic that was not licensed. People were saying, I'm not licensed, but this is the only way I have to communicate. And that was fine and dandy. So.
Control's taking a break right now. You should be back in a little while. KY4QP.
QSL KY4QP. If it's okay, just need to make a general call to anyone listening. Would anyone be willing to make a phone call to West Lincoln County for me with this message? Over.
This is NG4D. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Don. Don, I'm needing, if someone's listening, if they could make a phone call to this number. And first of all, is this okay to send over the air?
Yes, sir, it is. Go ahead.
All right. The phone number is 704-297-8337. His name is Daniel. The message is 181 between Morganton and Pinola is open. Over.
Okay. Message to Daniel. 181 from Morganton to Pinola is open. 704-297-8337. And what is your name and call again, please?
Yes, sir. Don, this is Dan, Delta Alpha November, and the call is K4CL. You'll just tell him Dan. He will know.
I'll take care of it, NG40.
Some really interesting information in the chat. Thank you. I've just been started exploring. Even before this, I have a Uniden scanner, emergency scanner. I noticed on platforms like Broadcastify, you can act as a repeater. You can sign up and repeat your signal if you have a consistent connection and stuff. So just learning about some of this stuff is fascinating. So thank you. And beyond just being fascinating, it seems like some of this equipment is critical when infrastructure goes down, and we've been seeing a lot more infrastructure go down.
Copy. Thank you so much.
Comment. K5MPG here, though. K5MPG. The fellow was just given a route. Could you say again, and what's the route, over?
The route is from Morganton, North Carolina to Pinola, North Carolina, Avery County, and North Carolina Highway 181.
Roger that. Hey, by chance, do you or any other stations listening, does anybody know if you can get from Marion up to Bakersville?
Negative, sir. 226 and 226A are closed until further notice. Due to damage, they will have to come in via 181 to US 19E.
W500H, is that route passable with a trailer at all, a 16-foot cargo trailer on the back of a four-wheel drive pickup?
Maybe it'll be traveler road risk. It will be kind of tight.
Thank you very much, W500H.
K4CF, over now.
Any stations with knowledge of how you can get from Morganton or Marion to Green Mountain, over?
K4CF, go ahead.
K4CM, K5MPG.
No, sir, that route will be more likely the safest route. It'll be 181 from Morganton all the way up to Avery County, 221, down to US 19E, 3 Mile. That'd be the only way to get to Green Mountain. It is still free touch and go, no lights, and hard to pass road.
Copy. Thank you very much for the information. K5MPG, clear.
Yeah, Toast, but this has been, we've got more critical information from these ham radio operators than we have from first responders, the town, state, etc. Again, a reminder from me, my Amazon history has been filled with going and looking, reading reviews and then videos, and appreciate the feedback here. Trying to determine if I want the kind that plugs in the car. I don't know if I'm going to go full out ham radio with the licensing, but at least a CB radio so that two-way communication could occur in an emergency. It's kind of humbling to watch. I said that, I think, earlier. It's humbling to watch and sort of uplifting at the same time, if that makes sense. Like watching a local community use antiquated radios to crowdsource search and rescue efforts and supply efforts, replenishments. Like it's something.
K4CF, over.
Yes, sir. Message was received.
QSL, thank you, Don.
You bet. NG40.
And like, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but like Verizon, they had an outage today, and I feel like every carrier in the country, when they saw this unfolding Friday, like every C-level position and their top engineers should have been sitting around figuring out how they could help this community. Instead, we have a global outage from Verizon, like times when we need our infrastructure, it's failing. I don't know, man. I've heard some conspiracy theories here. I don't want to get into that, especially when we still have people lying in the streets deceased, tangled up in trees, and not an accurate number on fatality count here. I don't know. Weather can't be controlled. I know people will argue that government has been manipulating weather. I'm not getting into that here. All I know is that the response from the federal government is not anywhere where it needs to be. And we've known about stuff like this, whether you believe it or not. Articles have been coming out since 2012 on what a couple degrees of Fahrenheit would do for climate change, and we've been seeing it. You can't say that. Sure, this community not acutely ready, but overall, like I feel like we should be better prepared, knowing for the past 10, 11 years that it's going to happen. Perhaps not at the scale, though. I think that we heard that coastlines were going to be eroding, and not this.
WRX, am I making it into the repeater?
NG4D, you sure are.
All right, I'm about to send a pile of radios with a relief worker of just a volunteer here. I was curious beyond this repeater and...
We don't want anyone keeping their mouth shut in chat. If you have an opinion, you're entitled to opinions. It's still America, and this community is pretty open to opinions. Thank you for subscribing, Diana, too. And yeah, we want your input. We want your opinion, no matter what it is. And I think most folks here are adults, and we can deal with conflicting ideas and opinions.
And just looking for any suggestions on repeaters or known frequencies other than this repeater and the national calling frequency that would be useful for relief workers headed in to support the efforts.
Thank you, JCH, for subscribing. Appreciate it.
I would say that this one here is the best because of the footprint that it has, and then the other one is the national calling frequency, so that's probably your two best bets.
Spivey Mountain might be another good repeater. I've heard some activity on it.
I heard Spivey Mountain, is that correct? And you got a frequency?
Comment.
I heard a comment.
I'm getting the information, the call sign. The mountain is W4MOE. It is on 146.91. Repeat, 146.91. It has an offset of -0.6 and a 91.5 hertz tone. I repeat, offset of -0.6 megahertz and a tone of 91.5, and that is W4MOE.
All right, got W4MOE 146910, -0.6, offset, 91.5 tone.
QSL, KTDXX clear.
Thank you very much.
And this is K4SWL. There's also another frequency you may want to put down. I don't know how important this would be for you, but here on Long Branch Road and in Bee Tree Road, we're using 147555, 147555 simplex, mainly to keep in touch with people here on the road. But if a relief worker was coming here, that would be a great frequency, only because we are cut off our bridge. We have no egress here, so that would be one way they could touch base with us. And I do monitor that
when I'm here at the house and not outside working on clearing the road and doing things.
Okay, K4SWL, I've got 147555. That's 147555 simplex, is that correct?
Roger.
Okay, thank you, sir. KN4WRX. Any other suggestions for a radio headed in with relief workers for programming? Anything useful beyond these two repeaters we've discussed and two simplex frequencies?
Anybody know about the 640 machine in Hendersonville, if it's operational? Second, I'll give you the info on that one.
Appreciate
I'm not sure if
the
it's up or
subscribe,
not,
Big Apple. Thank you.
but I'll give you the info just in case.
147105 is up.
This one will be WB4YAO, William Boy 4, Young Alpha Oscar. It is 146.64, 146.64. It also has a negative 0.6 offset and a 91.5 tone.
All right, I got 146.64. That's 146.64, negative 0.6 offset, 91.5 tone.
QSL, and once again, I'm not 100% sure if that one's operational. I'm stuck to a handheld right now, so I can't tell you if that one's good or not.
Okay, no problem. I heard someone mention 147105. Can you lend any more information about that one?
Yeah, that one's on Bearwalla Mountain, same mountain as 640.
2 p.m.
I
today,
tried it this morning.
we will begin
It was,
distributions
on
for
here,
food
so
and
positive
water.
offset, same EL tone, 91.5. And I
105 on Bearwalla is up and running. It's the only repeater on the mountain not operating. Okay, that previous station with the details, I had nothing copied there. Does anyone have the other settings for 147105? No, sir, I don't. It's been programmed in my radio. But they're monitoring all the time. JJ is.
Comment.
Comment.
PL tune on 147.105 is 91.5.
It is a positive 0.6 offset and a 915 tone.
Got it. Positive 0.6 offset, 91.5 tone.
Confirmed.
Okay, thank you guys. I'm hoping to send them with this as a primary. If you'll listen out, these are not necessarily going to be licensed folks, but they will be there to relay for any emergency traffic. So just trying to set them up for success. Any other suggestions, feel free to send them to me. KN4WRX, clear.
KN4WRX, KC1LLJ.
LLJ, go ahead.
I would also recommend the 145410 repeater network. It covers a lot of Tennessee, kind of up and down the state lines. And that has an offset of 0.6 negative, and a tone of 127.3.
Okay, 145410, is that correct?
That's correct.
All right, and a negative offset 0.6, 127.3 tone.
That is correct.
Thank you very much.
And
Looks like they may be
repeater is
getting some more rain in the area, which is not good.
thank you. Any other suggestions, please feel free to send them out, guys. I'll be clear 7, KN4WRX.
K2DMG N4SZF for radio check.
N4SZF, K2DMG, good copy.
Super, thanks, Dan. N4SZF, clear.
I'll be calling you in just a minute here, I'm sure. K2DMG.
K4CS, NG4D.
Yeah, you see the weather map here. It looks like the Asheville area, surrounding area is getting storms. See some storms, yellow, red cells. More rain, not good.
G4D, clear.
This is K2DMG calling the Iredell EOC. How copy?
It's Iredell EOC, 100% copy.
Okay, QSL, thank you very much. We will be back here shortly, continuing the net. Until then, NG4D Don, how copy?
I got you, go ahead.
All right, Don, K2DMG net control will be back here just in a few moments. Thank you very much. Continue the net, K2DMG.
NG4D.
K2DMG to the Cleveland, the Caldwell County Airport. Caldwell County Airport, are you on? K2DMG to the Avery County Airport, Avery County. K2DMG calling the Avery Airport, Avery Airport. Nothing heard from Avery, K2DMG.
It's a Sikorsky Blackhawk going into the area around Black Mountain.
This is K2DMG. We're going to go over some of the press briefing from earlier today. We're going to have a new press briefing here in 15 minutes. We wanted to go ahead and give you the current press release that was out there earlier from Buncombe County. 40 is closed currently in Old Fort, Swannanoa, Black Mountain, and at the state line of Tennessee. The road washed away at the 3-mile marker westbound on 40, so it's closed all the way to Asheville. The eastbound lane fell into the gorge. Starting at 2 p.m. today, Buncombe County was going to be handing out water. The first water truck arrived at 2:30 this morning into Asheville. They are supplying 1 day of food and 1 day of water per person, per household. That will be 3 gallons of water per Buncombe County officials. They are attempting to get a mobile setup right now of water coming into areas that are unable to be able to get to the checkpoints that we mentioned earlier. Currently, shelters are at full capacity per officials. They are for overnight lodging only. They did state they are going to be doing a third site, but that site has not been released at this time. Helene Donations at buncombecounty.gov is the email address for anybody who wants to give donations to Buncombe County. Helene Volunteers with an S. Helene Volunteers at buncombecounty.gov is the email address to use if you want to volunteer your time. Verizon and T-Mobile are in downtown Asheville, specifically at 35 Woodfin Street for the Verizon truck, and that is giving cellular service and Wi-Fi to people within Asheville. The Register of Deeds is set up at their office, and they have been tasked with finding missing people. At the 10 a.m. Press conference, he said that they are 11,000 people deep in missing people. They are going out by bicycle and going to medical dependent housing first of the missing people. Sheriff Miller also made a statement stating that there are 35 confirmed dead in Buncombe County at this point, and the SBI, that is the State Bureau of Investigation, is doing recovery efforts. He did mention looting that he has heard about and some arguments breaking out in certain spots. He stressed that NC211.org is the website to go announce of missing people. Input your missing people in that website, NC211.org. Governor Cooper and FEMA are going to be in downtown Asheville today, and the highway system in and around Asheville is spotty at best. Officials state that I-26 is fully open in North Carolina at this time. They did state that private organizations that are coming into Asheville use I-26, and they are stressing they need water. Again, the first water from the state of North Carolina arrived at 02:30 this morning. Flipping our pages here. I've got to get the right book here, folks. We are going to go into Madison County. As of 11/30/2024 today, they are announcing they are going to be doing a Facebook Live every day at 7:30 p.m. That's 7:30 p.m. for Madison County residents. Their live will then be transferred on to MadisonCountyNC.gov. County businesses are running at essential workers only, Monday through Friday this week. Solid waste is starting today in Madison County. Health and welfare checks are being performed by county officials and volunteers as they come in. It's going to be area code 828-649-1955 if needing. Repeating 828-649-1955 if needed. If you'd like to volunteer in the area of Madison County, you are asked to call 828-649-1815. Repeating 828-649-1815. Supplies are at each firehouse in Madison County, and each firehouse is being supplied with supplies from the county, and you are asked to visit your local fire station if you have a need for supplies. Madison County is reporting 26 West is closed in North Carolina at exit 3, which is Wolf Laurel. You won't be able to go past Wolf Laurel exit due to Johnson City and 26 being closed. Being told about some food and shelter in Mitchell County. We're going to switch to Mitchell County here. Bakerside area of Bakersville, my apologies. The Bakersville side. Food and water is available at a shelter at the Mitchell High School. There's also a shelter set up at the First Baptist Church in Spruce Pines. That's going to be at 19 and Highway 226. We also want to make an announcement about food that is available throughout, and these have all these food spots have been brought to you by your local amateur radio operators that are currently in the affected areas. K14QP has announced that the First Baptist Church at 125 West Tappan Street. That's going to be the First Baptist Church, 125 West Tappan Street near Spruce Pines and Burnsville, is giving out food. Additionally, the Grace Community Church, located at 5182 Highway 70 in Marion, is providing food. Again, that's the Grace Community Church, 5182 Highway 70 in Marion, is providing food. K1JU reported that in Horseshoe, North Carolina, the Root and Bone restaurant, located on Highway 64 near Rugby, is giving out food as well. There's also a gas station that had fuel earlier and some supplies. Essential goods are being given out at the Barnes & Noble at the Asheville Mall.
Looks like you got 4 choppers up right now, 3 private, 1 military.
That's going to be the Barnes & Noble at the Asheville Mall. Avery Airport, identifier 7 Alpha 8, has baby formula and other supplies available this afternoon. KB4I reported that 35 Clayton Road in Arden, North Carolina,
Good eye on the left, yeah,
is
it's a lifestyle
providing food
unit.
to residents of that community. Again, that's 35 Clayton Road in Arden. Also reported by your local ham radio operator.
So you got 2 private, 1 military, 1 Lifestar. We call them Lifestar in Connecticut. Every state has their own terminology, medvac, whatever, but it's a medical chopper.
He's been there all day and been reporting back to us. Thank you very much. It should be noted that the Ingalls are accepting cash only by multiple reports of amateur radio operators. These people are being told to cash only as Ingalls corporate offices are in Black Mountain.
It's 5 choppers up.
Let's see, what else? There was another one as well down Hendersonville. Hendersonville is exit 53 has fuel. There's a couple gas stations down there that have fuel per reports from amateur radio operators. And exit 45, I believe it was, that's currently at the EOC from yesterday, and I just don't have that note with me, but I believe it's exit 45. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. That is all we have to report at this time. This is Net Control on the 145190 machine located at the top of Mount Mitchell at over 6,000 feet. We thank the owner of the repeater N2GE for allowing us to continue the net. Back to Net Control myself, K2DMG. I will pass that now off to NG4D for a few moments. K2DMG over to NG4D.
Leave the scanner on for a couple minutes. I'm going to go try to find the link to the 4 p.m. presser. Be right back. I think there's another chopper back there.
Net Control or contact for information, I-26.
I believe I-26 is pretty good and open right now. If anybody can correct me on that, please go ahead.
Now, I'm passing all the way from Johnson City towards Asheville, not just a small section.
Okay, well, you're getting in the repeater pretty good. A little white noise there with you, but very good.
No, what I'm saying is I need to know from Johnson City towards Asheville. It's a very long stretch. Is all that open yet?
I don't know. Does anybody have any information on that? Go ahead, please. I-26 from Johnson City to Asheville. Is that open? Does anybody know?
Net Control, KM4YEB.
YMB, go ahead.
Yeah, had a family member come down from that way yesterday. As far as I heard, over at Irwin, the highway was collapsed. You are able to take Old Asheville Highway as a bypass and come down 26 afterwards.
Okay, did you copy that, sir?
I did. They need to get on Old Asheville Highway there around Johnson City. Is that right? Because they're going to be in Johnson City, which is a little bit above 26, I believe, or close.
No, that is at Irwin. Irwin, Roger.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for that, Gunga. I think I've counted like 7, but only one military,
K5 MPG, that person
one
was just talking
lifestyle,
about Irwin. Can you
and
say again?
the rest all look like they're private.
If you're traveling 26 from Johnson City to Asheville, when you get to Irwin, you need to bypass it at the Old Asheville Highway.
Copy that. Hey, if we're coming from Bumidine going to Unicoi, can we get to Johnson City? Second question, is there fuel available in Johnson City? Over.
Does anybody know if there is fuel available at Johnson City?
Last I heard, as of yesterday, there was fuel in Johnson City, KM4YEB.
There is fuel as of yesterday in Johnson City. Roger?
Roger, copy. KA4YEB, I think you said?
Kilo November 4, Yankee Echo Bravo.
KN4YEB, K5MPG. Thanks for the information.
No problem. Drive safe. KM4YEB, going to monitoring.
Net Control, this is KM4DQX.
KM4DQX.
Yeah, I've got a coworker who's here in Marshall with me at our plant, and he drove in from Johnson City. He said there's gas there. It's much more back to normal up towards Johnson City once you get past Irwin and Unicoi.
Okay, so there is gas at Johnson City, and once you get past Irwin, it's pretty normal up that way. All right, thank you, sir, for that info. NG4D.
Thank you for all you're doing, KM4DQX.
Your K5MPG, just informational. I'm on Pigeon Roost Road in Mitchell County, Green Mountain, North Carolina. Pigeon Roost Road, Green Mountain, North Carolina. That grid is Echo Mike, 86, Uniform Bravo. Echo Mike, 86, Uniform Bravo. We just had the Coast Guard come up into the holler. So things are looking up, over.
That's not something you hear every day. Good news, obviously, but the Coast Guard, which is for water, up in the holler in the mountains. That's wild.
Net Control.
Net Control, go ahead.
Net Control, Kilo Juliet 4, Oscar Uniform Sierra. How copy?
I'm copying you real well.
Roger, Roger. Have a family cut off from the road Black Mountain if I give you the exact address, 3 people, and they have a need for water.
Okay, give me the address, sir.
Address follows: 16 East Pond, Papa Oscar November Delta Road, Black Mountain.
Okay, thank you very much.
If anyone else has a link to the 4 p.m. presser, let me know. We used WRAL last time, and they tuned into the Zoom meeting with officials there. We're tuned in this time, but I'm not sure if they will go live with that soon. But if anybody else has a link or see it, let us know in the chat. Rose in chat says, as of Sunday, North Carolina National Guard reported completing 16 missions, rescuing 119 citizens and 11 pets in western North Carolina. North Carolina National Guard activated more than 500 soldiers. Thank you for that. And thank you for subscribing, Outlaw Tribe.
That may have had damage and may need to move patients into a safer and secure location. And we're also standing up a second location that can be scaled up significantly should we be needed. Unfortunately, our confirmed fatalities for this event have increased to 33 over the day and into the evening yesterday. As the governor said, we are seeing a increase in capacity and capability in the communications sector across western North Carolina. We still have a ways to go, but we have 16 911 centers that are still currently degraded with fallback plans in place. That's an improvement from what we have seen over the last couple of days. Lastly, we have 121 systems that currently have boil water advisories, and of those, 33, like we have discussed before, are in need of their testing to clear those advisories, and we have 36 systems that currently have no power. We're working with our federal partners as well as our partners here at the state on getting the right resources in to be able to bring these critical water systems back online. Lastly, I would just say thank you again to the county, the city, Mission, all the partners here in this jurisdiction that are doing such incredible work to care for the needs of this community and of western North Carolina. Thank you, Governor.
We've been grateful to have the FEMA administrator with us all day, and she's going to be here for a while. She's gotten to see firsthand what's happening here in North Carolina and gotten to hear some needs directly from people. So FEMA Administrator Dan Criswell. Administrator.
Thank you, Governor. Good afternoon, everybody. First, I just wanted to start by saying on behalf of the Biden-Harris administration, our deepest sympathies go out to those who have lost loved ones, those who have incurred damages as a result of this storm. And at the President's direction, we are going to be here as long as it takes to finish this response and continue through the recovery. As you heard this from the Governor, this is a historic storm with catastrophic impacts across many communities. But I want the people of North Carolina to know that we have the resources here in North Carolina to help with this response, to begin the recovery. We will continue to send additional resources in. So far, we have over 1,200 personnel from across the federal family supporting the response efforts. That includes things like our search and rescue teams, our medical teams from Health and Human Services, the Army Corps of Engineers that are doing assessments of water systems and power infrastructure, And we have our incident management assistance teams that are embedded at the State Emergency Operations Center, as well as in the county or the local communities, so we can have seamless communication with those on the ground in the impacted areas, as well as with the state, so we can move those resources as quickly as possible. I was able to see some of the devastation today while I was with the governor, and we're already starting to think ahead about the resources that might be needed as the recovery is going to continue, or even to provide some rest and relief for the responders that have been working so hard day in and day out since this storm passed. We're going to be bringing in additional DoD medical teams to help support some of the long-term sustainable needs to run some of the medical facilities. We'll continue to bring in additional search and rescue resources as needed. We're going to continue to also bring in the Army Corps of Engineers to start planning. They've already started planning, but more resources for the debris removal, as this is going to have a significant debris removal mission. I think the biggest thing that I can say right now is, again, at the direction of the President, he has asked me to make sure that we have every federal resource available to support the people of North Carolina, and thinking about those resources in perhaps a way that we wouldn't traditionally use them. And he has directed me to stay as long as it takes to ensure that all of our federal family are here supporting North Carolina, and we're meeting the needs that the governor has identified. Thank you.
Thank you, Administrator. Our North Carolina National Guard has played a significant role both in search and rescue and in the delivery of commodities. I'm going to recognize the Adjutant General of the North Carolina National Guard, Major General Todd Hunt.
Thank you, Governor. And first of all, I want to thank the National Guardsmen for their dedication and service for the state of North Carolina. I'd also like to thank the Asheville Airport for being our partner in helping to distribute commodities through our airlift, which you see behind me. Right now, the National Guard, we have over almost 800 people on duty for this specific event. Our primary responsibility and our primary focus right now is still search and rescue or recovery, and then a relocation, followed by commodities. This morning we brought in 100,000 pounds of water and commodities on a C-17. We've also done 100,000 pounds through our helicopter lifts that we have. We continue to service the area. We've hit 8 counties within the region already with commodities, and we're going to continue to push soldiers into the region to help the citizens of the Western North Carolina. Thank you, Governor.
One of the major issues we have is ingress and egress and making sure that we clear roads. We still have some communities that are cut off. Our North Carolina Department of Transportation has been working hard to clear roads and to get roads back open. I'm going to call on our Secretary of Transportation, Joey Hopkins.
Thank you, Governor. Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, our hearts go out to everyone here in Western North Carolina. We have employees that are directly impacted by this, as well as everybody else that has friends and families. We have at this time over 300 roads closed due to damage, landslides, rock slides, fallen trees, mud on the road. Some roads are breached, some bridges are gone. Right now, I-40 in the western part of the state is probably the worst damage we have. There's about a 4-mile section where we lost eastbound 40. We are hopeful that we can open 40 on the east side of Asheville in the coming days. Right now that is open, but it's only open to people responding to the storm. It's not open to the public at this time. The damage is severe, and we're continuing to tell folks, if you don't have a reason to be in North Carolina, do not travel on the roads of Western North Carolina. We do not want you here if you don't live here and you're not helping with the storm. So that'll continue to be our message pushing forward in the coming days. If you've been on the map apps, they are also sending that same message out. So we'll continue saying that. This is an all hands on deck type of event. We have over 1,600 employees working now. We have over 73 contract crews helping us also, and that number is growing every day. We have crews coming from other states. Tomorrow, Florida is sending crews up here to help us, and they're also bringing some assets like temporary bridges to help us make temporary repairs. So we're doing that. And I do want to say again that Many of our crews that are working, they have not been home. They do not know what their own damage is. And due to the communication issues, they have not been able to find out from their own families how they're doing. So I'm very thankful and grateful for their dedication as public servants in the state of North Carolina, and my hearts and thoughts and prayers go out to them too. In an effort to help, we've also secured a location for housing for our employees, because some of the hotels either don't have power or water, or the ones that do don't have rooms. So that'll be set up in the next day or so for about 250 people, and we're working on that. And I also want to echo what the governor and others have said. I want to thank our many partners, along with our staff, that helped to alert people, it helped to respond to storms and downed trees. That goes from the North Carolina National Guard to the State Highway Patrol, local law enforcement, first responders, and even private citizens are helping clear trees. We learned today that Mission Hospital has also helped to clear trees from roads so their employees can get to the hospital to help serve the critical care needs of our people in Western North Carolina. And lastly, I want to thank our federal partners at FEMA and FHWA. You can see FEMA boots on the ground here, and we're grateful for that and grateful for their assistance. I've been in contact with our FHWA division administrator and also the acting FHWA administrator too, and I'm grateful for their help. This is one of the most catastrophic events we've ever seen in North Carolina, and I just ask for your patience as we continue to try to solve the transportation issues here in North Carolina. Thank you.
We're also concerned about our healthcare facilities, our hospitals, our nursing homes. We have with us today Secretary of Department of Health and Human Services, Cody Kinsley.
Thank you, Governor. As Governor Cooper said, we have been focused at the Department of Health and Human Services on ensuring the stability of our healthcare system here in the region. We have 22 acute care hospitals in Western North Carolina. As of last night, all had their power restored back onto the grid. All of them had generator power during the storm, so we're able to continue operations and supporting their communities. And we've been in direct, near hourly contact with those facilities to support a number of resource requests. And with support from the North Carolina National Air Guard and emergency management, we've been able to get food, water, fuel, and other supplies to those healthcare facilities to make sure that they stay operating. Today, we went to Mission Hospital to see firsthand the heroic efforts of the individuals at that hospital, over 1,000 staff that have been sleeping there every day to ensure they could continue operations in supporting their community. We continue to work to bring them resources. They had their power back on Saturday night, and I know we're all focused, working very hard to restore water resources in that community, but meanwhile bringing in temporary solutions to support water there. We're also very focused on our long-term care community and facilities, skilled nursing homes, adult care homes, and we're proactively working with our insurers to identify individuals that are at home, on oxygen and other medical supplies, to make sure we can proactively reach out to them, support emergency management to bring resources to them. We've activated our patient transfer system so that hospitals all across the state are stepping up to bring individuals in need of critical care out of hospitals in Western North Carolina if they can't get the care immediately. Our entire department has rallied every resource to make the difference. We're so grateful for the work of FEMA, who immediately brought forth a disaster medical assistance team on the ground at Mission Hospital, and we are in this for the long haul and into recovery. Thank you.
We also have with us...
So we are listening to the governor's news conference along with a lot of officials. Cody Kinsley with our health department just speaking there, giving a positive update about hospitals. But I think what really is underscored here is that the need right now seems to be very fundamental. Getting water to people, getting plumbing turned back on, getting the electricity.
Okay, well, that was the update. I'm going to tune back in to ham radio. Give me a second. I think the gist of it, the update, I mean, first of all, just a stark difference between what you hear on the ham radio versus what they're doing on this dog and pony show. 800 National Guardsmen deployed Again, they're re-emphasizing they don't. Sorry, I got that going. Let me just lower that for a second. They don't want people coming in and out, especially from other states. Anything else that I missed? Put it in the chat. I'm gonna get the scanner going again. Who sounded hostile? I didn't catch that. We had the evil Disney villain at the end there. I don't know. It sounded like a lot of bullshit. Also, I'm running the stream, so I was trying to get some other content here from TikTok. But if anyone has any important highlights from that presser update, let me know. I think we're gonna get more information. I think after the presser, like shortly after, usually 5 minutes after, is when we hear the main ham operator come back. So hopefully, they said they were gonna get this, call it the net, going again. So enjoy the music until they come back. Talking about Irina is always hostile. I don't think it's Ask Pate. I think it's Hey Pate, but I may be wrong. I didn't get any Jersey mics. In fact, I don't even know what just happened, to be honest. I have headphones on and I was trying to upload content, and Eva ran down the road. She's got to go pick up Auburn, and she came back and showed me a box of Hamburger Helper. And I like Hamburger Helper, but I was really hoping for Jersey Mike's. I haven't had Hamburger Helper. Oops. I haven't had a Hamburger Helper in a while. She showed me a box of Hamburger Helper. She said, we're going to have Hamburger Helper for dinner. And then she kind of slid it in there, if you want to make it, because I may be home late. So it looks like I'm going to be making nothing tonight and hopping in the car and going to get Jersey Mike's for dinner in a little bit. Yeah, I said this earlier. I mean, there are times I create content. I mean, go to TikTok and that's what I do. But there's times where I realized in my recovery that I was recovering. The first time was, I think it was like after a year of sobriety at the Gabby Petito service in New York. I was going to live stream it, and folks followed me on TikTok. I had it scheduled, and then I was like, look, this is not the place or time for this. And same here with what's going on. This is not the time or place. You heard me on the last stream saying maybe in a couple of days, if there was a reason to go up now, if there was supplies needed from Florida, as an example, I drive up. But not just to grab content and give it to the media. I mean, and then I thought about it earlier too. That I guess is kind of important too, because if we weren't on the stream, if other people weren't sharing that content, maybe we wouldn't be talking about it as much. So I don't know. I mean, I'm open to opinions. I see it both ways. I feel like this, like no one should, if you're local, like that was one thing that we noticed. I noticed on Friday going into Cedar Key with Eva. is that they were stopping people. Someone in front of us had Georgia plates, and the National Guard stopped them, and they didn't allow them to go in any further. I was up front with the National Guard. I said, look, I've been here for 2 days camping out. I left at the surge. I didn't want to be here stranded during that, and I'm back here to see how they're doing. And they let me go. So I guess what I'm saying is I could see if like there was locals here that did content and were grabbing content and putting it out there, but they're right. Nobody foreign from out of state should be going in here solely for content and views. That's shitty. If you're doing that, if you're going in, and especially with like a drone, like I'll always ask local law enforcement, like ground or fire, like, can I help? Like before I show people out there content, is there something I can do to help you versus just grabbing content? I don't know. A lot of people, like I said this earlier, including myself. I don't even know what I was going to say. I got distracted by an email someone just sent. Hey, Boothel. Boothel, we have a new point raffle system. So if you do exclamation points, I'll tell you how many points you can have. You can use those points to enter the raffle by using, I think, exclamation raffle. I may be wrong, but I think that's the way to do it. Points will buy you a ticket to the raffle for a t-shirt, and then we'll draw the raffle at the end. Or if we end this earlier than the 4-hour period for the raffle, we'll draw it and then let you know in the next stream who won. Yeah. There is like, yeah, I don't want to get I'm trying to think of how to say it with being vague. There's people on X who like people use for their own story, media creators, and then don't do basic things like check up on them. Like they just use these people for their own content reviews, and there's no connection.
NG4D, your radio's working good.
Here they go.
Thank you, 73.
There's someone the media uses a lot, and then they don't need them, toss them to the side for a little bit, and when they need them again, they'll reach out to them. But no one had even checked up on this person during the hurricane, and like, I don't know, it's shitty. Enough about content creation. Anyways, their point, and the whole point on that whole long rambling was, if you're from out of state, don't go in there. They don't want you there. They don't want you there. They don't want your kind there right now. They did mention, what did Florida send? Florida sent something that I didn't know about. They said in the presser Florida was helping out in some way that I didn't know about. I never thought I'd...
K4EXP, NG4D, your radio is working. Roger, roger. Thank you very much.
I never thought I'd say this, but I'm really proud of how Florida responded in their own crisis, and then during that crisis responded to other states' crisis. Like, I'm really proud of Florida for doing it. I never thought I'd say that, like, especially coming from Connecticut, like all the shit you hear about Florida, but like I'm really proud of Florida.
Marcia.
Yo, 4PWX, go ahead.
Yeah, Marcel just checked in with a radio check. I just seen how he was doing up his way.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Hey Perry, we're good here in Saluda. Finally have some way to get in and out. How are you guys doing in Spartanburg?
A lot of trees, a lot of power down. We haven't been without power. We've had power on my street, but everybody else around me is without power. So, but we're still good. Everything's good. We'll make it through it. If you need anything, holler at us. KL4PW.
Roger. Thank you, Perry. I'm on backup power here, so I don't want to trust me too much. But it's good to hear that you're doing okay. And I'll be mobile here later today, so I'll reach back out. This is K4EXP. I'll be clear.
W4JJF. Did I hear a station in Saluda?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Thank you much. Operator name here is Kent Kilo Echo November Tango, W4JJF. I'm just curious. I have some family friends in Saluda. I know they're all right, but just how are conditions up there? Could you give me a quick?
I guess it depends where you are. Things downtown, it's rough, but it's not as bad as people that are like by the Pacolet River getting towards Tryon. And then, of course, there are areas that emergency services or nobody else can get to yet. But I'm sure they'll make some progress. Is there any area in particular?
Oh, no, negative. Like I said, I just got some friends and family up there, and I just happened to hear Saluda. Don't want to hold up the priority traffic or anything, but just want to reach out to you and just get a little bit of an update. Thank you very much.
Roger that. There are people providing some foods, uncooked, food if you can cook them, and also some areas where they're giving food away that is ready to eat. By the gas stations. There's only one gas station that has gas currently, and of course there's going to be a car line there, but things seem to be moving forward over here, so I'll be clear here in just a second. I just wanted to check on this radio, and again on backup battery, so I'll reach back out to you guys later today. This is K4EXP. I'm clear.
K4EXP, I hope I got your call right. I want to say thank you very much for giving me that little bit of short information. I dig it the most, man. You stay safe, save your battery. And thanks again, 73.
I've been thinking about like the reasons why I'm so drawn in and keep coming back and listening to this. And like first thing I did this morning was tune back into this, and the camaraderie and just no one cares during a crisis what your background is, who you are, where you come from. Like everyone's just jumping in to help. I feel like I'm invested in something. Like I've heard a couple of these people, same voices between yesterday and today, and I feel like I'm invested in their story. I don't know. It's weird. I tune into Police Scanners and I have ADHD, and like I'm not able to typically listen for longer than 10 or 15 minutes, like a summary of what's going on, and I'm out. This is different. I guess it's maybe different because it could happen to any one of us, and it was unexpected in an area of the country that no one saw this coming. I don't know.
Just on NG4D was still there, Roger.
Yeah, go ahead, NG4D.
Hey man, this is Vicki down in Waxhaw, North Carolina, and I just wanted to put a happy little note out there. Yesterday, it ripped my heart out. There's a 99-year-old gentleman lives alone, 2 dogs in Burnsville. Hasn't been heard of in 3 days.
I know they're having a rough time in Burnsville. That information has been turned in, I'm pretty sure, and yeah, that breaks my heart too. There's just so many stories like that there, but I will check on it, okay?
It's Burnsville. I just find that absolutely heart-wrenching, Roger.
Roger, absolutely.
Have you got anything on Marshall?
No, I don't have anything on Marshall.
QSL, thanks much.
I appreciate that, Boothel. Thank you for subscribing, Michael Smith. And yeah, the stuff that we've heard over the ham radio with the potential for fatalities and what it could be versus what officials are saying. People over the radio is describing people deceased in the streets, tangled up in trees. It's a lot.
Echo 4, Echo Papa, go ahead.
I don't know if you've gotten the word. I just had a weather alert pop up on my phone. There's an increased risk of possibility of risk of landslide for the National Weather Service.
Okay, and what is that location?
Western North Carolina. I'm in Swannanoa, and the alert popped up relative to me, so I saw a long list of cities and counties.
Okay, to repeat that you've got a weather alert of a landslide in western North Carolina and in several places. Do you have any names available of any of the places so I can relate to that to the net?
To make it clear, this is a warning of possible landslides because
County in South Carolina and for Gaston and Union counties in North Carolina. In Cherokee or Union County, South Carolina, the best choice is the broadcast from Paris Mountain on 160.
And the additional rain might cause them to collapse.
Thank you so much. Okay, there is a weather alert and it's a warning of possible landslides in areas where there is a torrential rainfall, that there is rain going through in the mountains. So be alert on this if you are traveling. Possible landslide warning by the National Weather Service has been issued at this time. This is NG40. A40P, thank you for that information.
You're welcome. I got it just as our cell service cut out here in Swannanoa, at least on one of the towers.
84ZL, info. Info, go ahead.
Yeah, this is in reference to the landslide. Areas that would be susceptible. I'm a forecaster for Caldwell County and several others. Areas that will be highly likely to experience landslides. It's going to be up and around Blowing Rock, Watauga County. There's some showers north of Marion and all up north of Spruce Pine. We also have some moving in from the south.
Flood, be aware of your surroundings and do not drive on flooded roads.
And Hot Springs. These areas are
until 9:45 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time Monday. Replaces flash flood warning. What flooding caused by upstream dam release is occurring? Where? A portion of Piedmont, North Carolina, including the following counties, Gaston and Mecklenburg. When? Until 9:45 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time Monday. Impacts, flooding of rivers, creeks, streams, and other low-lying and flood-prone locations is imminent or occurring. At 104 feet, significant inundation of outbuildings is ongoing around Mountain Island Lake and downstream of the dam along near Riverside Drive. Residents downstream of the dam should be evacuated and heeding guidance from CHARMEC Emergency Management.
Piece of information, I remember the
Yeah,
alert.
I'm sorry about the dueling audio. I'm trying to get information from NOAA at the same time, so we had some competing audio. I'm going to tune back in to the non-weather.
It's till 8:15 this evening. K2DMG. Don, can you tell me what that warning was? I just was able to get back in here. Yeah, there is a landslide warning issued by the Weather Service because of rain that is going through the areas. Areas include Blowing Rock, Spruce Pine, Asheville, Highways 105, 421, and 221 until 8. Okay, QSO, thank you very much, Don. And I thank you very much, Don, for covering for me while I had some stuff to take care of here this afternoon. And thank you to the Iredell EOC. I know a lot of you folks don't know what's going on in the background because you're kind of all cut off. But the Iredell EOC in Statesville, North Carolina, has been working all day
running coax lines and mounting antennas. They have got quite the operation going on up there. So we want to thank all the EOC gentlemen and the Fire Marshal's office that's working on this as well, along with the Iredell Facilities Department. They're all working getting the EOC up and running for amateur radio, so thank you there as well. Don, how did everything go?
Everything went well. All the operators are, of course, working with each other and just been receiving the information, and all's going well at this time. Pretty quiet.
Well, you know what being quiet means, right? Quiet means that people are getting food in their bellies, they're getting some water down their throat, and they're starting to clean up their yards, and or maybe in a shelter, and having some fellowship while eating some food. Well, we have a lot of work to do in those areas. If the radio is quiet, that's a good thing.
Exactly. Like to say that 26 Highway is open to Johnson City, and there is fuel available up in that area. When you get to the Irwin area, you have to take the old Asheville Highway to bypass it. Also, there is a family needing water at 16 East Pond Road in Black Mountain. I did forward that information to the EOC.
Fantastic. Thank you, sir.
And I am going to be stepping away for a while, NG4D.
Certainly appreciate all your work, sir. Thank you very much, K2DMG. This is K2DMG. I've been acting as net control since Saturday. I apologize for having to step away there. I had a commitment that popped up, and we were able to get that taken care of, and we are back with you now. My wife asked me, am I going to be around for dinner? And I said, yes, from the ham room. So I am here for all you folks with any sort of traffic you may need to be passed. So thank you very much for excusing me there, but I am back now, and we're going to continue to work with Don and Jimmy and all the rest of the guys here at Iredell that are making this all happen for you guys. K2DMG.
Thank you for subscribing, Nancy, and it sounds like we have our regular ham operator back here shortly.
Now, there's somebody calling net control, but you're very, very noisy. I'm probably not going to be able to pick you out of there unless you can get a better signal in, but go ahead and give it a shot. Negative copy. Excuse me, negative copy.
One more time.
Negative, sir. Nothing able. You're not making it. You're not even static at this point. You're not even making it. There's nothing there. I can hear you just a few clicks every now and then.
I was so busy getting the newsfeed at the top, I did not notice that. Thank you very much, Penar. That's appreciated. Super cool. Not needed, but appreciated nonetheless. Thank you.
Control.
Go ahead for Net Control.
Yeah, this is John, AG4ZL over here in Caldwell County. I'm trying to get a little bit more information on the possible landslide situation for western North Carolina. I'm in direct contact with the National Weather Service out in Greenville, Spartanburg, trying to figure out what's the most acceptable areas that could be possible for these landslides. If you want me to, I can relay this information back to you once Jake gets back to me. Over.
Thank you for the super chat, and thank you, Todd, for the subscribe. It's appreciated, guys.
Bringing up the National Weather Service website.
Thank you,
I was going to look
Douglas.
it up myself here. So give me just a few minutes, and I'm going to look at it myself. And I'm not sure 100% we'll be able to answer your question, but we're going to give it a shot.
Yeah, I'm in the National Weather Service NWS chat. I'm also a forecaster over here for several counties in North Carolina. If you need any assistance on weather information, I'll be glad to provide that. We are the Caldwell County Severe Weather Network, so I am in direct contact with Jake Wembley, lead forecaster down at NWS. I just wanted to pass that along. If you need my assistance, I'm here.
Okay, QSL, thank you for that. Not a problem. And as anybody can expect, why those landslides are happening, or the warning for them, some pretty good rain is moving through right now, all up into the Boone, Blowing Rock area in Grandfather Mountain. There are also spotty storms coming up into the Marion area of North Carolina, just north of I-40 coming in through Marion. So I believe that's Burke County, if I'm not mistaken, that neck of the woods. So
thank you, Jenny Lynn, for subscribing. It's appreciated.
These are all small storms. There's nothing behind them. So once the storm moves through, you guys should be good in those areas.
Yeah, I checked the precipitable water values for the area. They're quite low, but these storms can pop up and produce some very heavy rainfall, especially just to the northwest of Newland, south of Roan Mountain. The Boone community up in Watauga County is probably getting rainfall rates anywhere from half to 1 inch per hour in spots, especially north of Boone. So the cell over in Marion is starting to develop. It's right along the I-40 corridor. This is going to be moving off to the northeast. So we'll keep an eye on it and let you know. And again, we'll be in contact if needed. Appreciate what you do. AG4ZL, Caldwell County.
QSL, and can you by chance, is there a warning associated with this, or is it an advisory? What exactly is it? Because I'm not finding it anywhere here. I'm going to check a different spot here, but go ahead with any info you have.
Yeah, Net Control. There was a cell phone alert that came out. I did post that information onto my local Facebook page. The National Weather Service was inquiring about a possible landslide that could develop in multiple areas. I have the advisory right here if you would like for me to read it over.
And I apologize if this is information that's already been said when Don was there. But yeah, if you could, well, if you got Facebook, can you email that to me? At the email that people have been given?
Yeah, it's not a problem. Is that the N2DMG at 9629?
Yeah, thank you. I'd appreciate it.
QSL, stand by. Just let me know if you got it, because we still got spotty service. AG4ZL, I'll also forward my Facebook information to you as well.
Perfect, thank you.
KM4CSU.
KM4CSU, go.
Yeah, just calling in to let everybody know that if you're in the Asheville area, North Louisiana Avenue, we now have a distribution point at Bible Baptist Church. It's 520 North Louisiana Avenue. We have 250 two-day food boxes and also water and sanitation supplies. And that's, again, 520 North Louisiana Avenue in Asheville till 7 o'clock p.m.
Okay, what's the name of the church?
Bible Baptist Church. And if people do have GPS, it will come up on the GPS there on North Louisiana Avenue.
Okay, that's good information. I believe you said till 7 or 7:30. Everybody on frequency.
Appreciate the follow, Madison County Sound Labs.
Louisiana Avenue, the until 7:30 p.m. this evening, they do have food available, and they will be feeding the public. That's, again, 520 North Louisiana Avenue.
We'll be providing food until it runs out. It is first come, first serve. We will be getting more supplies in as we get them in. I'm updating this repeater as well as the one on Spivey Mountain. So thank you very much, KM4CFU.
Thank you, sir. K2DMG.
K2DMG, the email's been sent to you.
Yep, just reading it right now. Thank you.
Roger, roger. Net control.
Go ahead for net control.
Net control, this is KB4OI. I called in earlier on my route into Marion about that mass feeding operation in Marion at 5182 US 70. That has not started yet. I apologize for the misinformation. Hopefully it should start in the morning.
Okay, copy that. 5182 US 70 in Marion for hopefully a tomorrow start on a food bank thing. So thank you.
Roger that. Thanks for you guys running this. That's been awesome. KB4OI.
Thank you for the subscribe, American Radio.
KO4ZIX.
Okay, I had a KO4IZX, I think it was, and then I heard a contact too. Go ahead, IZX.
It's KO4ZIX. We're over here in Arden. Just wanted to let people know that power is coming back on. Seeing a lot of crews from Quebec and the Detroit area. Also, we were talking about baby food earlier in the day. I just wanted to let everyone know that the Walgreens on the corner of Hendersonville Road and Airport Road is open. Also taking credit cards. So if you need baby food or other things, they're pretty well stocked at the moment. So.
Give me that cross street. It's the Walgreens, Hendersonville Road, and what?
That would be Airport Road and Hendersonville Road on the corner.
All right, everybody, that's a good one. I believe you said you were in Arden, if I'm not mistaken. Arden, North Carolina, which is down there on the southern tier of North Carolina. Power's coming back on in the area, and there is a Walgreens there, and Walgreens has baby formula and other supplies that most Walgreens carry. So thank you very much for that information.
Really cool stuff. Yeah, Florida sent 100 Starlinks. Reed Timmer just tweeted that Ryan Hall is supplying Starlinks. A lot of people bringing in Starlinks. It's going to be a lot of SIDs and passwords.
Okay, I want to go ahead and
I was wondering.
read this.
I'm going to lower this. Oh, no, let him read it. Hold on.
It's not a warning. It's not a warning, and it's not a watch. I guess it's more of a what could be. I guess what would that be? A weather statement from the Weather Service? And this did not come from the Weather Service. This is from the North Carolina Geological Survey, and they say that there's a heightened risk of landslide activity across the mountains of North Carolina this afternoon into this evening. They state that there's many unstable slopes that remain in the area and steep terrain, and with light to moderate rain showers that are moving across the mountains over the next several hours. While the rain is not expected to cause more flooding, it could possibly cause a landslide. So there's no specific area that was given by this, but if you're in the mountains with steep terrain, obviously be on a watch out for it. You'll probably hear it before you see it. So just be watchful if you're in one of those areas. This is K2DMG Net Control.
a lot of Starlinks being delivered. I was wondering, I'm in IT and wondering, because I've never gotten my hands on one, do they mesh? So could you take 10 Starlinks and have them all meshed and provide the same SID, the same password, and build a network that way, or they all act independently?
Anything like that on frequency monitoring, Yancey County EOC,
And that's
or
a question for anyone in chat that may know. Yeah, additional hardware. Yeah, I mean, you can mesh any wireless network, I guess, and wireless signal, I guess, with the right controller.
W2WN, Bill in Spruce Pine, North Carolina, listening, looking for info.
We can provide you some, if depending upon what you're looking for. Go ahead, sir.
Well, people have been asking me questions about Spruce Pine, so if you have any, I certainly will entertain those. Do you have any additional information about power up here in Spruce Pine area? We had heard a rumor that might be tomorrow.
Well, if you heard a rumor, I've heard nothing. So you got better info than I do. So, no, we have not heard anything about that area. I'm sorry, in regards to power. We do know of some shelters and food, but nothing about power. I'm sorry.
Okay, we're on Apple Lane on Apple Mountain, and they may have it finished clearing today. They're getting close. We're almost to the top. There's only 4 or 5 houses above us, and they've gone past us a couple hours ago. And so we can get out now to, what's the name, Nate? Halltown Road, and then they tell us Halltown Road does get to 226 and out to Pass and to 19E.
Okay, well, if you can get yourself to 19, you can get yourself into town, and I can give you some places that you can go for food and water if you don't have any at your current location.
Well, we're personally okay. We're sharing because we're Florida people that are used to having 2 or 3 weeks for hurricanes. So, hold on. Denise has a question. Hold on. Recycling center in Mitchell County, any of them open or the post office open?
Post office is not open. I believe they're all closed in that neck of the woods. And I'm sorry, what was the other one?
Recycling centers.
Did he really ask if the post office was open during all this?
And that's Yancey County there, is that correct?
That's Mitchell County.
Okay, Mitchell County. I don't want to get myself confused here. I have too much paperwork here. But there was, let's see, where is that? Stand by 1 sec. There was a county, and I don't think it was yours now that I think about it. Nope, that was Madison County. I'm sorry. Madison County stated that they are open for business for trash. Let me bring up let me see if I can find them on Facebook or the internet to see if they have any updates. I will be back in a minute for Mitchell County.
All right, thank you very much. We can report that the 27 homes on Apple Mountain, everyone is okay. Some inconvenienced with some roof leaks and those kinds of things. We still don't have any power, but no serious health situations or no one trapped or anything like that. So anybody out there looking for somebody on Apple Mountain, Mitchell County, Spruce Pine, everybody's okay.
Okay, sounds good, sir. That's good information to have. Thank you.
"19 East going into Boone is closed. DA Vel is giving a heads up to locals. Thank you." I'm like just stuck watching all these clips.
I'm going to put a public service
devastation.
announcement out there as well. I just brought Facebook up to look for this other gentleman from Mitchell County, and the first thing that popped up was from Brad Panovich. He's a local meteorologist here in the Charlotte area, and he has been told that cell phone companies are requesting all customers to turn their phone off and then turn it back on. This will allow you to connect to the repaired towers, okay, and what they call the cows. I don't know what a cow is, but I'm guessing a cow is one of these portable systems that they have going. So turn your cell phone off, turn your cell phone back on to try to connect to the repaired towers if you have one in your area.
Comment?
Go ahead.
Yeah, the terminology for cow is cellular on wheels there, Roger. KB4OI.
Thank you. Cellular on wheels. So research your phones, try to connect.
Really important information. I'm going to step away and put it out on Twitter. They're asking folks to reboot their cell phones essentially so that they can connect to these mobile cell towers that cell companies are providing, Verizon and T-Mobile.
We're just listening. Thanks for the info.
Understood, no problem. Mitchell County, are you still there?
Yeah, that's Mitchell County. Whiskey 2, Whiskey November, Bill.
Whiskey 2, Whiskey November. I'm going to read a statement from Mitchell County government, probably because you haven't been able to read it. I'll read it to you. This was 20 hours ago. Let me see if there's a more updated post, I don't want to lie to you if something changed. No, that is the most updated post. Let's see here. This post is for all who are wondering about the situation in Mitchell County. Please share this on your timeline with your friends and wherever you can. The Mitchell County experienced a catastrophic 500-year flood due to Hurricane Helene on Friday, September 28th. A good bit of the county infrastructure has either been damaged or destroyed by floodwaters and uprooted trees and downed power lines caused by the storm. The county has no electrical service, no cell phone service, or internet connectivity. Please know that fire, rescue, law enforcement, and others are responding to the situation. Here is what we can tell you about things currently. Shelter resources are available at the following locations. The Red Cross shelter is at Mitchell High School in Ledger, North Carolina. A shelter is open at the First Baptist Church on Summit Avenue in Spruce Pines. This is the right county, right? I thought you said no to that. Spruce, but no, but just verify.
Spruce Pine is in Mitchell County.
And that's where you are, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, I don't know why I was thinking you were somewhere else all of a sudden. Shelter resources are available at the following locations. The Red Cross Center is available at the Mitchell High School in Ledger. The shelter is also open at First Baptist on Summit Avenue in Spruce Pines. Both shelters are open 24 hours a day, and residents are welcome at either of them. Food and other resources are available at both shelters, but please understand that these resources are limited. We are working with federal and state officials to bring additional resources into Mitchell County. Additional EMS teams with ambulances have deployed to Mitchell County to assist with rescues and medical emergencies. A curfew is in effect from 8 p.m. to 7 a.m. daily per order of the Mitchell County government. This is to give individuals the opportunity to secure their personal possessions. The North Carolina National Guard has been deployed to the region and will be arriving on Monday to provide assistance. So you have the Guard there now. Today's Monday. Mitchell County law enforcement and local volunteer fire departments are conducting in-person wellness checks countywide, and these will be continuing. Search and rescue operations are continuing throughout the county. Road crews are working to clear trees and wires from major roads first. Work has begun on side roads. This will increase as the main roads are cleaned up. Utility companies are now assessing damage and hope to begin work on restoring services soon. After they complete this assessment, a timeline for restoration of services has not been determined. Please know that every effort is being made to bring help to your community and countywide. Thank you for understanding that our workers are stretched thin, but we will make every effort to help during this crisis. Since we have to travel to get Wi-Fi, posts and responses from us may be sporadic. Please bear with us as we work to make everyone safe during this crisis. Thank you.
important information. I know it sounds silly, but I know there are people there, right, locally on the ground. Officials are telling people not to go there, so we know people are there that hopefully have access to cellular coverage that can relay to folks there that they encounter to reboot phones. They have cell on wheels as those towers are replaced. So good information. I told folks to reboot their homes because got a lot going on. I deleted that tweet. Do not reboot your homes. Reboot your cellular devices.
I just brought up the Yancey County Sheriff. Let's see what they have to say. Stand by.
Command Control, K4TSP.
Go ahead.
I have a agency that would like to contact you.
I'm sorry, you're very low in modulation. Try that again.
I have a news agency that would like to contact you.
Okay, do you have my email address?
No, I don't. Can I give you a cell phone number for you to call? That way we're not putting yours out over the phone.
Yeah, that would be appreciated. Somehow my phone number has gone out, and I have fielded about 3,500 text messages through it. I don't know how, but yeah, go ahead with that number, and I'll contact them when I can.
Okay. You would, it is WBTV, and it is 980-721-6979. 980-721-6979.
All right, I know Alex Giles down there at WBTV. I don't know, that could be his number. I'll have to look at my phone, but I'll reach out when I'm free to do so.
Okay, this is not Alex. This is somebody else. But if you would give them a call as soon as possible, I think they're wanting to try to bring light to what y'all guys have been doing.
Okay, QSL, thank you, sir. The gentleman that's in Yancey County, how copy?
Thank you for subscribing Anarchy Television.
100%. This is November 1, Bravo, Oscar Yankee.
Okay, I'm going to read you the latest release that was posted to your sheriff's office page. Okay, this is from Yancey County Sheriff's Office. It's entitled, For Immediate Release, Yancey County faces ongoing emergency response efforts following storm. While the storm has passed, Yancey County remains in an active state of emergency. Rescue operations are ongoing, and we are still facing dangerous conditions, including blocked roads, missing persons, and critical emergencies. Through today's I think they messed that up. So they said today's weather. Today's weather seems calm. The aftermath of the storm continues to pose serious threat. Yancey 911 is managing an overwhelming number of emergency calls. Many of these involve residents in isolated areas or homes impacted by landslides or floods, with responders encountering significant obstacles in reaching them due to hazardous conditions. Key challenges include blocked roads. Numerous roads are impassable due to downed trees, power lines, and flooding. Fuel shortages. Emergency vehicles facing difficulty fueling due to power outages and limited supplies. Communication disruptions. Cell and radio service are severely limited, hindering response efforts. Supply chain issues. Deliveries of essential goods, including water and medical supplies, are being delayed due to road damage. Rescue teams are working tirelessly to access affected areas. The National Guard has been mobilized to assist in distributing critical supplies across the county. How can you help? stay at home and avoid traveling unless absolutely necessary. Call 911 only for true emergencies. Check for shelter
Thank you for
availability
subscribing,
as
ET
current
Ready.
shelters are nearing capacity. Yancey County officials urge residents to remain vigilant as response efforts continue. How copy?
I copy complete. Thank you very much. That's the first information we've had from Yancey County. You're doing a fantastic job. N1 BOY clear.
And just thank you for the accolades there. And
For those asking what frequency, again, I'm not a radio expert. This is W4HTP, and the frequency is 145.350. Sorry, I read everything like IP addresses.
in place. Federal and state resources are arriving, and we will post updates on distribution schedules for water and other essentials as soon as these details become available. All of those who have urgent medical needs, please go to your local fire department. And they posted a picture here from the sheriff's office, and man, I assume that's a road, but it is just, it's gone. I mean, it's simply gone. That's sad. So they are working pretty hard up in the mountains by the sounds of it to get you guys what you need. And by chance, I'll just ask you, well, do you know where Rock Creek Road is? K4CS, you got background, but go ahead.
Yes, sir. I do know where Rock Creek Road is in Mitchell County, if that's the one you're looking for.
Yes, I've been sent this numerous times. I can't confirm if it's true or not, but I have been sent this many times. There's a message from a Charles Carmichael. He says, "We are trapped on Mount Mitchell. Roads are washed away. We are running out of food and water. Address 898 Rock Creek Road in Burnsville." So I don't know if you're in that neck of the woods, sir, but if you are and you see a responder, maybe pass that along to him. That was 898 Rock Creek Road in Burnsville. Charles Carmichael.
USL 898 Rock Creek Road, Charles Carmichael. I will try to pass that. I'm in Mitchell County, but I'll try to find someone in Yancey to take that. Thank you, K4CS.
You're very welcome, sir. Thank you, K2DMG.
Comment.
Comment and go.
This is N4TIZ in Yancey County. I can give you a report on conditions break.
Yeah, we're starting to get people coming in from counties we haven't heard from that much, and Yancey is one of them. You guys are all hit pretty hard up there, so yes, we would take any information you have.
Okay, we're in the Pensacola community, and very hard hit. The Cane River just took out all the roads. And we rode our bicycle to town today. There is cell phone and Wi-Fi service at the courthouse in Yancey County. Break. The roads were almost impassable, but they've got one lane from Pensacola over Bolins Creek Road into Burnsville. Ingalls was open, and at least one gas station. Break. We saw numerous track hose and dozers already working, so they're getting at it. But that's the information we got. We were on the bikes today, and it took a while to get there, and we're all muddy, but we did it. So thanks for running the net, and that's what we've got from here. N4 at TIZ, clear.
Whiskey 4, Golf Tango Charlie.
Golf Tango Charlie will pick you up next. Thank you very much, sir, for that information. That's one of the first reports we've had from out of there. I think we've had one more, but that is great. Go ahead, Whiskey 4, I think it was, something like that.
Whiskey 4, Golf Tango.
I just realized that it's Boot Heel and not Booth Heel. Okay. But anyways, information from Boot Heel Rising. 30 Starlinks just arrived in Western North Carolina by plane per Reed Timmer. That's from Booty Horizon.
Roger that. As you can imagine, we're pretty busy, so we're trying to listen to what you have going on, but carry on. Whiskey 4 Golf Tango Charlie.
KB3 HHT.
Station go.
Net control, KB3 HHT.
Yeah, go ahead, sir. K2DMG.
Yeah, what was the town on that Rock Creek Road address?
That's going to be Burnsville.
Burnsville, copy. Thank you, KB3 HHT.
Net control. Go ahead for net control.
This is November 4, India, Yankee Echo, 10-4 in your ear with an update for Haywood County and Canton area.
Okay, Haywood County, yeah. I was going to try to listen to a press release there today, but then we got pretty busy in this neck of the woods on this repeater. You're kind of scratchy, so as you're talking, if there's any way you can get us some more power or put that antenna up another foot in the air, it might make all the difference in the world. But go ahead, we'll listen to what you got to say, and hopefully we'll be able to copy it.
Roger, update is as noticed. We do have a shelter open in Canton at the Klein Armory. I don't know if it's reached capacity or not. I have limited information. Right? Continuing, Armory in Klein is shelter. Also, we do know that drinking water is available at the Canton Plaza. Saying again, drinking water is available at the Canton Plaza on Radio Hill Road. That's the New Clyde Highway in Canton. Only 1 gallon per person, and you have to bring your own container. I say again, 1 gallon per person, bring your own container. Also, that water will only be available until 6 p.m. They would shut down the water tank at that time. So water is available in the Canton Plaza on the New Clyde Highway at the Canton Plaza.
Does that finish? All right, I think that's it. He was in referencing Haywood County. Haywood County is the other side of Asheville. I believe it's the next county, if I'm not mistaken. Shelter is open at the Haywood County, the Clyde Armory, and there is drinking water at the Clyde Plaza on New Clyde Highway. You're going to be able to receive 1 gallon of water per person with your own container. And that closes today at 6 p.m. It's currently 17:13, so you got 47 minutes if you're in that area. That's going to be the Canton Plaza on the New Clyde Highway. 1 gallon per person with your own container until 6 p.m.
Net control.
Go ahead for net control.
Yeah, that's really not something that I thought about until just now. And that's because I'm clean, sober. But it just struck me when you said that, Tam Tam, that if I was in active addiction and didn't have access to the substances that I was addicted to, that would make a miserable stay in an area that I am prevented from leaving. Yeah. I didn't think about that.
Asking may have to contact you directly to resolve that.
Okay, yeah, if he or she wants to go ahead and email me, I have my email up. I'll watch for it.
Net control.
Go ahead.
Just really quick, it's AG4ZL. I sent you some information from the National Weather Service via email.
QSL, thank you.
You're welcome, AG4ZL. Net control.
Go ahead.
KM4TBN. Yesterday, I was communicated with 4SWL Thomas in the Long Branch section of Suffolk County about a welfare check on a resident named Teresa Sanchez. Any update on Teresa Sanchez?
I do remember taking that one, yes, and no, we received nothing back on that.
Info.
We do have info on it, though. Go ahead.
This is not going to be good info, but I did hear that she did pass.
Okay, we have a gentleman that states that he did check on this person, and he's reporting this person did not survive the storm. We cannot obviously confirm that, but that is the report he is giving. QSO?
That's incredibly sad.
I'm sorry, sir. You're very noisy. Unable to copy anything. All right, we will assume he heard our message, but...
And then I guess the second guessing, right? If you're a family member that's sort of hearing validation over a ham radio that someone you love did not survive the storm. I guess if it was me, I'd sort of be like, are you sure? Like, I don't know. There's just so many questions, and not having enough federal resources there, local resources there is problematic. Adding to that, Penar, I'm sorry if you misunderstood. There's so you accrue points by chatting and interacting on this stream, and you can check your points by doing exclamation points, and then I'll tell you how many points you have, and then the raffle. If you have enough points by interacting, you can enter the raffle, which enters to win a t-shirt. The super chat you sent is via YouTube, and that's not for the raffle. It's appreciated, of course. And we could certainly try to add you into your own raffle. We could do a spinny wheel for you. We have options, but the intent of the raffle is the point system. The point system you just accrue by being in here and interacting and chatting with people. As far as I understand it, you can check your points by doing exclamation points, exclamation top or tops, which will give you the top leaders. And then you can use those points that you have accrued, nerd points we call them, for the raffle. It's the first time we're trying it. I hope that explains the system. Okay. We are too. We haven't used the commands, but we figured if we're going to be here for a while listening, especially on a 3-hour stream, might as well do a raffle and have some other commands. So you can use exclamation 8-ball, exclamation heist, which takes you on a treasure hunt, which does something with your points. You can find point. I don't know how it all works. We have moderators that are going to walk you through it. Pate, go ahead.
Net Control KG4ZL, just FYI, I'm having a little problem with the email service over here. It may take a minute for that email to get to you.
Yep, not a problem, sir. Thanks, K2DMG.
KG4ZL.
You can tell these guys are OG ham operators too, because when they're referencing Facebook and stuff, they're like, yeah, I'm going to hop on Facebook and send you an email. I'm like, it hurt me a little bit when they said that, because I think they're talking about a message on Facebook, not an email, but now's not the time. Okay.
I think I just heard a female voice. Go ahead.
That's the other thing I remember as a kid when I got my CB radio. He just triggered, because it's usually mostly men on the CB radio. When a woman comes on, it's like, clear the air. There is a female on the air. Everyone back off and clear the air. Breaker 19, put your pedal to the metal. We got a female on the air.
Station, I can hear you. Go ahead. This is Net Control, K2DMG.
Net Control, this is Hector. I heard that people are being diapers in the area have diapers
I'm sorry, station. The only real word I think I caught out of that was the word diapers. I cannot make out anything else. It's too noisy.
Trying one more time. Yes, I'm in Candler area, and I have diaper resources in the Candler area.
Okay, I hear you say that you have diaper resources in the Candler, North Carolina area. Go ahead with your call sign and where you're located, or however anybody can get a hold of these if needed.
This is Hector. I don't have a call sign yet. My number is 828-329-1446. Just trying to help.
All right, that's Hector, everybody. Hector at 828-392-1446. He's in the Candler, North Carolina area, which is quite a bit west of Asheville, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I've been over there.
So that's one of those unlicensed operators, I guess you'd say, that we talked about. And I didn't even, can you pick any handle, like, or does it follow a format? Like, is it like a stripper name? Like, now that I'm contemplating getting a CB radio, I realize I need a handle as well. What are the parameters? Jesus, Pate.
Go ahead.
This is K4JJF. I'm also in Candler, and just wanted to pass the word if the pharmacies do not open tomorrow. We found the pharmacy in Canton at the Ingalls was open today, and I assume they'll be open tomorrow also if people are running short of meds.
Okay, thank you, sir. Everybody, if you heard that, the Ingalls in Canton was open today, and he assumes tomorrow, and their pharmacy is open at that particular Ingalls. So there you go. If you have a pharmacy need, Canton Ingalls is open.
They helped us out of a bind because the local CVS was offline and we needed some meds. They took care of it.
Appreciate the net. KE4KJF.
Go ahead for net control.
Dan, just a little information. KA4TFD in Shelby, West Shelby. Anybody that's traveling through, going up to Hendersonville, Asheville area, it seems like this is about the only major thoroughfare that's open going that way is Highway 74, or go down 85 and catch 26 going up. If you're coming through Shelby, there are several gas stations that are being continuously supplied. One is the Murphy, and one is the Raceway right across from it. And they do seem to have a continuous supply of fuel.
Okay, that's awesome news. That's awesome news. The Murphy and the Raceway in Shelby, North Carolina, where the granddaddy of them all Hamfests are, has a steady supply of fuel. And from Hendersonville, that's only about a 40-minute ride. It's not that far. So if Henderson runs out of fuel at some of the open stations there, or even a couple of the folks that are in the harder hit areas, Rutherfordton and that area, Shelby is open for fuel, and I'm sure supplies as well. And while you're there, stop at Chick-fil-A and have a sandwich. Thank you, sir, for that info, K2DMG.
Can I get an amen on the Chick-fil-A? Is there a Chick-fil-A open in the area? Was he being serious?
The fuel lines are not terrible, but I was just letting, anybody who was especially, hauling supplies, etc. And the Raceway actually has diesel pumps for big trucks as well. So, KA4TFD.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it, sir. K2DMG along with everybody else.
Yeah, we firmly believe in cussing. I mean, as long as it's not like derogatory cussing. But yeah.
Some sort of Roger beep. I've never heard that one before, but I think that might be you, but I can't make you out. There's nothing there.
That's crazy if it's true. Candyman says that the Pure of Quartz needed to produce silicon wafers comes from Spruce Pine, North Carolina, which is also where the only functioning road in the area happens to be. We'll know for sure if that's true because it'll be the road that they repair the quickest. Yeah, I think.
Am I coming in yet?
Somebody there, go ahead. I heard you, but you're kind of low in audio. Try it again.
Yeah, it's 10-SYN. Actually, give me 1 second. I'm gonna run to the mobile here. I got a 50-watt mobile out front. I'm on a HD right now, but I got some information too about availability of supplies and all of that. So give me 1 second. 10-SYN. We'll be back.
All right, sounds good. And while you're doing that, I'll share this. Unfortunately, I don't know where this is. I should probably look this up before I go run in my mouth. But 1973, Old Highway 21 in State Road, North Carolina. I don't know where State Road is, but just by the pictures on their Facebook page, it's in the mountains. State Road Volunteer Fire Department is looking for items items that they need to give out, and they have a drop-off point at their firehouse.
Obviously, everybody's looking for water and non-perishable foods, baby wipes, diapers, baby formula, bug spray, sunscreen, plastic utensils, paper products, trash bags, container bags, toothbrushes, toothpaste, toilet paper, pet food, hand sanitizer, sanitizing wipes, female products, heavy-duty work gloves, socks, and can openers and towels. And the reason I share that is because we know we have a tremendous following online right now, and people are listening to us. So that's from the State Road Volunteer Fire Department, and they are located at 1973 Old Highway 21 in State Road, North Carolina. Now that's a 336 area code, so they wouldn't be that out there. That's towards the Greensboro neck of the woods. But regardless, they're a drop-off point for the Stones Throw Mission Ministry, and they're going to be bringing those things to this area. Okay, got it. I read it wrong. My apologies, everybody. So State Road Volunteer Fire Department is a drop-off point for the church, and they're going to be bringing all that stuff up to the affected areas. My apologies. Go ahead.
Just a piece of information. State Road is just outside of Elkins, North Carolina, which is about 45 miles west of Winston-Salem. Over.
QSL, thank you very much.
Net control.
K4DGP.
Thank you, sir. And go ahead for net control.
Yeah, net control, N0SYN. I'm back in the mobile. Am I coming through better now?
Absolutely.
All right, so I've had a day out. We've been cleaning up and picking stuff up and finally just kind of de-stressing out here in Morganton, North Carolina. Morganton, North Carolina, just up the street from Rutherfordton. So if people in Rutherfordton need something, Morganton is essentially fully restored. Some neighborhoods are still without power, but almost all the major restaurants are up and serving. I know Boulevard Barbecue here is serving regular menu starting at 11 tomorrow, 11 tomorrow, but they are open now. They are also selling cases of bottled water. Break for the repeater real quick. And then basically all the supply shops up here are open. There's an Ace Hardware that is serving and very well stocked, but busy. The Lowe's is open. The Harbor Freight is open. The Rural King is open. The entirety of Highway 18 is with power, has fuel, power, food, whatever you got to get. And that may be a little close to some people who are kind of on the edges of this, and I just wanted to let us know, or let everybody know, but you can get in here from multiple avenues now, and the city's got it pretty cleaned up. Over. N0SYN.
Now, that's fantastic news, sir. You are coming in loud and clear into the repeater, so I'm not even going to repeat it. Everybody heard you, so thank you. That is fantastic to hear.
Net control.
Go ahead.
Net control, this is KK4ISK in Brevard, North Carolina. How copy?
Loud and clear, go.
Roger that. I just want to give an update. Several gas stations here in Brevard have had gas throughout the last few days. Most of them are rationing for each patron anywhere from $30 to $40 per person. However, I just heard today that down in the Kiowee Lake area, there is no rationing at all. You can get as much gas as you want, fill up gas cans. They have no issues with buying as much gas down there as you want. Maybe a 40-minute drive from...
Pate, I know Streamlabs says that you want a free t-shirt, but we need to first weigh in with Jennifer Coffindaffer. Check the algorithms, make sure. It seems like, I don't know. It seems rigged, man. Come on, man.
I'll let the other station come back in. Go ahead.
Lake Kiowee area, down off the escarpment from Brevard area.
Okay, gotcha. Appreciate it. KY4QP. Net control.
Go ahead.
This is AA1JP. Can you or anybody out there repeat the...
Pick a t-shirt from the store, and when Jennifer Coffin-Daffer confirms that the algorithms are in fact correct and you did win it, we will send out the t-shirt that you pick. Make sure you give us the size, color, etc. Shoot it over via text.
For Marion, I know I took some information about there the other day over near...
Have a splendid and safe evening, Madison County Sound Labs. Thanks for subscribing. We will see you later.
Zaxby's was open, but that was as of a day or two ago. I don't think I've taken any more news.
Hi, Eva from the car. Please be safe. Hopefully, Aislinn is typing, or I don't know, but please be safe.
2 people doubling, so I got a feeling there's going to be some information coming about Marion. Go ahead.
K04RJB, First Baptist Church, I guess has got something going on there. There's several businesses. If you get off at exit 81, there's several businesses that have signs out front that said, food and water and stuff like that free.
QSL, thank you very much. AA150.
Go ahead for next control, go.
Heading for ZLK here.
Eva Pate thinks that she won a t-shirt. That was just a test. We knew that you had cash money, essentially, Pate. You had all the points. I don't know how you got all those points, but you had cash money. So we got together. We said, let's test this. This is the first time, right? Let's test this. Now we know 200 points is way too high, so I reduced it to 50. We appreciate you testing this with us as our mod, but I don't know.
But I preface it with, don't expect that to happen anytime soon. They're still on a rescue mission.
Roger that. Understand that. I'll be happy to give you another name. Do we just not expect an answer on that, or is it just something?
Oh yeah, that seems. Instead of Irina advocating for her to actually get this shirt, that's a great point, Irina. I can actually refund points. So anyone who spent points as part of the trial, the 200 points that you spent, I can refund. So I know it's Kim Pate. Who else entered? I can refund the points.
Okay, no problem. I'll happy to give you a name and address, and I appreciate everything you guys have done. If you want a copy, I'll be happy to give it to you.
How did you get so many?
You're very scratchy. So if you have internet or a phone, it's going to go to the same place. I can give you the email address or the website and or the phone number. But if you don't have either way, I can take it. I'm just trying to make it so it's not so scratchy for us here.
Okay, I'll bump the power. Does that help at all?
Yeah, that helped out quite a bit. So go ahead, I'm ready.
Okay, very good. I used to not be able to hit this repeater, so I'm glad I can. All right, the names are Joshua and Rachel Dobler, D-O-B-L-E-R.
Copy, address, and that sort of stuff.
Okay, roger that. It's 5959 Rudisill Drive, Romeo Uniform Delta India Charlie India Lima Drive. Over.
Copy, town.
Fairview, North Carolina. Fairview, North Carolina.
Okay, QSL, copy that. I have it, and that'll be put in.
All right, I set the timer to 30 minutes. Raffles there. You can enter 3 times. If you're a member, I think, may be able to enter an extra time. I don't know. We're figuring it out together. Timer set to 30 minutes. And to enter the raffle, it's only 50 points. Give it a whirl. Pate, I'm still sending you your t-shirt that you won with your obnoxious amount of nerd points.
Stand by. I'm getting a phone call from a local official.
Yeah, there was 4 participants in the last one because the points were set to 200 and no one had enough points. And now there's multiple. You can enter multiple times this way. The looting in Georgia, almost expected. I saw lines for gas 3 or 4 hours long. And then aside from Georgia, South Carolina, people are going from North Carolina to South Carolina to the grocery stores and Walmarts, and shelves are emptying there. Because I've been on the stream, I have not been able to get updates like I normally do. I tried having that news ticker up at the top, but it's actually distracting me. So I think what we're going to do, because I do want to tune in later this evening, but I don't want to have the longest stream in the world, and I need I need to go make some hamburger helper before Eva gets back. And so I think I'm going to disconnect this. I'm going to go get updates and get video content. We may do like a 45-minute stream later tonight because I do like the radios at night. It's ham radio. It's Delilah's Pillow Talk on ham radio in the evening. So I think that's going to be the plan unless anyone has any objections. But I think we've extracted and there's been enough good information between the morning and today. And then I think this evening it'll be ham radio Pillow Talk. We'll be back later. I have to go. I know, Irene. I know you object. We now know that we have a point system for the raffles. That's exciting. We will be back in a little bit. Eva is driving, going to pick up her youngest. I need to go make dinner. I think I don't know. I think I may shelf the hamburger helper and take a run out and grab Jersey Mike's and maybe some soup for her son. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I love you guys. Be kind. Thanks for hanging with me while I was listening. I was going to be listening to this anyways while I was working, and definitely way more fun doing it with you guys, at least more engaging. Definitely learn stuff about radios, people chiming in, and I think it makes us all realize that we need a plan. No matter where you are in the United States or the world, I guess. Have a plan, have a ham radio, have a ham sandwich, have some canned goods, have an exit strategy from the area that you're in. If you believe in guns, probably should have those. That's coming from a Democrat from Connecticut. So we will be back later if you guys want to. If not, we won't, but we'll be back tomorrow at the very least. Nice seeing some new faces in here. Thank you for subscribing. We'll be back. Love you guys.